with a girl that had money, so I just didn't have to play that game. You know what I mean? Like, there's some Western characteristics that annoy me, but when she comes over for a few days and she pays for food every other time we order it, I love that, man. I'm not that rich, and I love a girl that can show me, oh, I really like you. I'm not just using
Let's
you for
see if
free
I can
meals and your penthouse condo.
get this going.
To each his own, but I would never do that. Fund someone else's kids or their family. Exactly, Rage Occasion. I agree. I agree.
Let's see if I can lower his.
Some guys are rich, some guys are poor, some guys are fake
Yeah,
rich.
let's see here. I think I could
Rich.
lower his
One thing I can
volume.
tell you is
So he
I'm
freaked
not
out yesterday when
into
someone else went
a
live.
girl that spends. I love a girl with a little
So I
bit
thought
of
it was funny if I went live here
sweetest
today. Let me
virtue in
see
her
if I
heart.
can.
Pussy is worthless to me. Let's be real. It has no monetary value whatsoever.
Dun,
You
dun,
survived long
dun.
before you came along. She will survive when you're gone. Yep, exactly. Women were getting
Yeah, here we
low
go. Let's see.
receipts
So it's
before you
working.
came and paying for Filipino men to go out on dates with her, so don't you worry, buddy. I wouldn't put myself in that situation, but I think one way I could maybe feel comfortable with giving money to her family and be higher than yeah, absolutely.
Dun, dun,
If I have a family
dun.
answer,
Let me
needed
see.
some work done or something, I'd be more than happy to keep it in the family. But that's not giving them money. That's putting them to work. I'm cool with that. I'm not into my girl broadcasting herself in any way. Her success means more eyeballs and options for
Jasper
all
just said that his
correct.
girlfriend is an
Woman
Instagram
has
model and a
Instagram,
TikToker,
TikTok,
and he won't show her
all
because she
correct.
would lose so many
Any
subscribers.
guy is younger, hotter, taller,
He
smarter.
literally
She's
just
dating
said
the
that.
same guy every 5 minutes.
That's why he won't show her.
Doing
This
money.
dude is so delusional.
The Leslie Alexander facts, effing facts. And how about the Filipino guys getting everything paid back for, but you're fitting the check every single time you know your worth, guys. Yeah, so Filipino men are
Let me
paid for by
see
Filipinos.
here.
I know because my woman has Airbnbs, and every single time she booked 1,000 since I have been with her. Every single time we look at the booking, it's the Filipina paying, and then she adds her boyfriend or husband. Also, she has family members that are stuck with gentlemen that sit around and play PS4 or 5 or whatever all day, and she works her way up at the call center or whatever to pay for his
How's it going,
family.
guys?
I
See,
also
there's
know
people in.
elite Filipino men that do 50-50.
Jasper knows elite Filipino men, is what he just said.
I
I
know
know.
people
I
that
know
do
elite
50-50.
Filipino men that do
I
50-50.
know people that do
Jasper
50-50.
knows no Filipinos. Jasper sits in his condo all day and has
Colored,
no idea who these
color,
people
oh
are.
fuck. No color today, folks. Drink and smoke, go with their friends on their. Yeah, so I know too much. I don't want to say anything bad about Filipinos. I love Filipinos, but I know the inside because I've been with a girl for a really long time, and I see her Airbnb bookings, and she's told me her personal family situation, and I can tell you that Filipinos are fucking
He's talking
awesome,
about
guys.
his fake Filipino girlfriend right now. Elite Filipino girlfriend. Remember that, guys. Don't ever question whether or not she's elite.
So understand that you're a good deal, folks. Hey, Jane. Yes, Jane is crazy, huh? Hey, I'm being honest, Raging. You know I'm right. That's wild, and I didn't know that. Another reason why you tune into my channel, the number one channel, folks. With that being said, why the fuck are expats allowing this shit? Jasper, help them wake up. I don't know, find yourself a girl with a couple dollars that can pay for a meal here and there. My girl paid for her own flight to Palawan. I can be generous and get the hotel and shit. I got way more money than her, but I mean, dude,
This
if you're
guy.
a girl that has a couple bucks, stop being a bitch.
All he
Don't be a
does is
bitch.
talk about his girlfriend having money.
Hey, Leslie,
Like, does he
yeah,
really need money that
you're
bad?
rich in
That
America,
he's
but
come to the
I don't know.
Philippines and he's now dating
Maybe
this
that's
woman
just
who
because
has
my
money.
woman
It's
is
all he
rich
talks about. This guy
and
constantly
and
talks about how his
Filipino men are not treated
who is
as
judging their
responsible.
girlfriend? Like, really, what man? What even he claims to be this huge success, his success story here. Like, what man is judging their woman or their girlfriend or their wife on how much money she makes? Like, it's not any type of successful man is not like my girlfriend's so high earning, la la, la. Like, that's not the case.
A woman is not allowed, even if he cheats or whatever, it's till death do us part. And the men are treated like the golden goose, and the women are made to be breadwinners and go out there and earn. Where in America, it's the exact opposite.
It's so weird. He
In
acts
America,
like
you go home early
Western
and get
women.
up
He acts like
and
Western
work
women
till 8 or 9
who
p.m.
want a
All day, it's
traditional
dangerous.
like man in some ways, like who want a traditional man, but also
Another
want to
country.
act like, oh, we're equal in every way, we do everything the same.
Free
He
throws
he
for
came to the
Filipino
Philippines to
men
find a
to
traditional
go
woman,
to
but he expects her to earn, and it's just such an odd dynamic that he has. It's weird. I don't understand why anyone would come to the Philippines with very poor earning power here and be like, my looking for a woman who makes money. Like, what? What are you talking about? He's talked about how his, oh, my girlfriend has 6 condos. My, like, wow, what a complete loser. Sick crap was it here? Yeah, I'm telling you, like, he talks about how he said, my girlfriend has 6 condos. He said that he owns condos. He owns nothing, right? He owns absolutely nothing. So, yeah, no, he will not show her, and I doubt that she even exists. Honestly, he thinks that people look at her as more successful because she has money, apparently, right? Yeah, he doesn't even live with his mom. Like his mom died and left him money. Like that's why Jasper is even here. He was not a success. He has no money of his actual own. He freaked out yesterday. Who was it? Yeah, Lake Brian the Lion. Yeah, here's another one. I mean, he ruined his success. That dude just kept walking up and down High Street talking about how that was the real Philippines. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous, and he wouldn't show the even going to the edge of BGC where kids are running around without shoes, and the houses or whatever you want to call them are outside of BGC don't even close to the outside fully. But he totally, not a third world country here. There's no poverty here. That was ridiculous. No, but Jasper freaked out yesterday. I popped into his chat, maybe 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. I was in his chat, and he was freaking out that one of his supporters had streamed. And I looked. He started streaming 2 hours before Jasper started streaming, and his stream I think went over into Jasper's stream. Like and he just like kept streaming because he was already streaming, and Jasper freaked out because people that he had banned were in Kuya Storm's chat. Like all 1,000 plus people that Jasper has banned, this guy's supposed to not allow in his chat, which I thought was ridiculous. Brian the Lion. People don't show the real labor in New York City. Well, I mean, it's like, and Gangsta Gummy Bear, you and I have gone back and forth in some of the videos that I have, but like that would be like showing Billionaires Row in New York City and saying all of New York is this. That's what Brian the Lion did basically. He just walked up and down High Street and was like, "This is the Philippines, guys." And it's like, no, not really. You're walking 4 or 5 blocks in the Philippines and showing and then saying that's the entire country. So I thought that was ridiculous. Jasper's streaming from his place. He keeps not streaming from his window now. He's up in Two Surrender. You can see where he's at. You can see Market right in the right hand corner of his stream. That's overlooking Two Surrender right there. So he's in those buildings. He keeps claiming, or he was claiming before, that the real estate's crashing here. That dude's living in Two Surrender, which he was saying like, well, this is a 50 or 60,000 peso condo here. I'm in a one bedroom. And those are 35,000 pesos for the quote unquote one bedrooms that they are. They're not even really one bedrooms. They're sort of partitioned off a little bit. It's just like kind of like I think the Uptown Park Suites does it. I don't remember where he was staying exactly, across from the mall in Uptown, but it was pretty ridiculous. Yeah, no, I mean it's essentially a studio. They're studios. It's all he's ever lived in. And then he talks about living like a king here in the studios. Anyone can easily search Philippine walking videos and see plenty of the poverty there if they type in Philippines in the YouTube search bar. How is he deceiving anyone? Walking around. Okay, so walking around BGC and for a year and a half showing the same 5 square blocks of BGC that he was showing and saying this is a representation of the entire country is disingenuous. That's purposely ignoring the poverty in the country. That is not an accurate representation of the country. So that is why people get upset with that. That's not that's not an accurate representation. So it's fine to say, hey, look at what the Philippines has. This is a nice area, right? And then, you know, show that. That's cool. He has had videos stating like Philippines isn't a third world country, la la la, which technically it's not. It's a developing country, right? Because third world is an outdated term. But he was arguing against the fact that the Philippines essentially has poverty here. It was ridiculous. How much have you watched of him? Look at his videos. He has gone from getting 100,000 views to he can barely get 1,000 views on some of his videos right now because he was doing the same thing over and over and over again. Brian the Lion got upset at me for calling him a creeper for pointing his camera. Yeah, yeah, I'm telling you, for pointing his camera on young women walking around BGC. He would purposely follow them, and it's not a coincidence. He would purposely walk High Street and follow women, right? And like he would do what Jasper does too, and zoom in, like try and be sneaky, like people watching aren't gonna or maybe he thinks, oh hey, they're gonna love this. I'm gonna zoom in, but he would try and zoom in and do this whole like, hey, check out this woman. It's super creepy. Jasper did the same thing. Jasper was in Boracay, like taking videos of women at the beach who were just out at the beach and putting using them as thumbnails, using them in shorts constantly. I mean, it was constant zooming in on them, like so creepy, and it would be from far away, like so creepy. It's so creepy to just like, and I get. Like I've said this before too. There's no expectation of privacy when you're out in public. I understand this. Okay, I understand what you're doing is not technically illegal. What you're doing is not technically wrong, right? Because you are out in public, people can film you. I understand this. But when you are purposely like video after video after video, like following women, zooming in on women, like trying to use them as just like clickbait for your videos, like it's creepy, and it's creepy behavior, and it's terrible, man. Like it's just terrible. They're so bad, bro. It's not even worth. Yeah, I know. I've heard him say plenty about BGC being a bubble, and he banned me for arguing it against him. Okay, so you just said I've never heard him say that, but so that's. I mean, if you're arguing with him, then you understand what I was saying at least. I'm surprised some locals. Yeah, I mean, I think he gets scared. Honestly, he always talks about not doxing himself, right? Like he's constantly like, "Oh, I'm not gonna dox myself," even though he films out his window constantly, right? He's been doing this for 2 years now, where he's filming out of his window, and then someone's like, "Oh, I know where that is," and he's like, "How dare you dox me?" Or when he used to live at the Gramercy, like he used to say, like from the 70th floor, and I'd be like, well, there's only one building with residential that goes to the 70th floor, right? And that's the Gramercy in Makati. And he like would freak out anytime anyone would mention like where he lived, but he would continue to film out his window. And it's like, dude, you're showing your location constantly. So he's kind of changing it up now, where he's filming out of his window like right now. He's live right now, and he's showing where he's at, which is again, this is easy to identify. That's he's in the two Surendra, like right next to. If he were to turn the camera right, you could see Market Market. If you were to turn it a little bit even further right, there's SM Aura right there. So I mean, he's right on the outskirts of like High Street, in between High Street and SM Aura and Market Market. And a couple of those buildings are pretty nice, and a couple of them aren't. I have my doubts that he's in one of the nicer ones. I don't think he is. Of course, they have predatory behavior. That's why they're in the Philippines. Yeah, I mean, you get some of these people. I mean, there's such a low barrier to entry here, right? Like that. I think that's one of the issues. It's a good thing and a bad thing, right? So you have a very low barrier to entry. You have a very favorable visa situation where we can just extend for like 2 3 years, right? Like, and just never have to leave. Even if we do, we can get right back in, no problem, right? So and just reset our time and just renew our visas, and do that. So it's great, and it's cheap in a lot of areas. So it's a really low barrier to entry, and it's not that hard to stay here for an extended period of time. Like Like people like Jasper did not. It's not like he was a success all his life and he's cashing in his retirement now. Like he got a little bit of an inheritance from his mom and he came here. Like that was what happened. And so now he's trying to like peddle his YouTube channel to keep like himself afloat, right? And before he runs out of the money, his inheritance money. So that's like what he's doing. So it doesn't take a lot. So you have these people who really haven't been that successful in their lives who come over here and then all of a sudden their lifestyle, or I guess their quality of life in some regards, go up, and their earning, or their spending power, I guess, goes up a little bit. And so then they get like this big head, and you can tell like they've never really had success, or they've never really had money in their lives, just based on the way that they talk, based on the way that they act. And it's just, you get a lot of these people that are here. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Let's see. Jasper came to Cebu. Yeah, and my friends were trolling him and found. Yeah, and he'll talk about. And he immediately left Cebu. Yeah, he talks about how he's like an expert of Cebu. I think he's been to Cebu like twice. I lived in IT Park for about a year and a half before I ended up coming here to BGC, and I have a condo being built in Cebu too. And I happen to like Cebu, but he's been there I think he's been there two different trips, and he's talked. He said about how bad it is there, how dirty it is, and it is. There are parts that are definitely dirty in Cebu, but like he's just talked about what an expert he is in it. But I've asked him, and I've seen other people ask him questions about Cebu and be like, "Hey, have you been to here? Have you ever been here? Have you ever done this?" He didn't do anything when he like hides in his condo when he goes to these places. It's not like he's out exploring. He's not going and doing. Not that he really even travels that much anymore, anyways. But like every time he's gone places, he's just sat in and live streamed from wherever he's staying. Like even his mother and sister disown him. Yep, yep. I mean, he was, and I have that whole video about that because he had a long video about it, and he finally went on and on. I don't know if he took it down or not, but I still have mine up. But I mean, he was like trying to diss his older sister, right, who was in her 50s at the time, for taking care of their sick mother. He's like, she's so weird. She's like living with my mom, taking care of her, who had like cancer. And I was just like, what are you talking about? Like, how how are you dissing your older sister who is actively caring for like your dying mother? And he just kept going on and on about how she was a terrible person, and how he, kissed his mom's ass, exactly what were the words that he used. And it was like, what is going on? How is this perspective in his head? Like, how does he not realize as he's saying it how just out there of a perspective? He said years to reflect on this now because his mother died a couple of years ago. He said years to reflect on this and how it went down, and he still has come to this conclusion. He still thinks like he was wronged. Now I have spoke with one of Jasper's friends, like ex-friends, right? I've talked to her. She reached out and said, like, hey, I think I made a video about Jasper cheating on his girlfriend, his so-called quote-unquote girlfriend. So either he has this girlfriend, like, either he doesn't have this girlfriend, right? Yeah, I know here. There's a couple, as far as his height, I can show in a second, too. Either he doesn't have this girlfriend, he's been lying about it for years, which I suspect is the case, or he does have this girlfriend, and he was trying to sext with one of his old friends, even after has stated he's in this relationship. One of his old friends was like, yeah, when I found out he had a girlfriend, he was trying to get me to sext with him, like, on iMessage, or, like, FaceTime. There he is here. There's him and his 5'7" glory. She sent me a couple of these pictures. This one's one of them. I think this is in California. So, like, this is him. He's not that. I mean, he's not that tall. He acts like he's this big, tall, dashing guy. I mean, he's losing his hair. He talks about his blue eyes all the time. Like, it's laughable. It's just laughable. If he was a little bit more humble, like, whatever, man, people wouldn't care. But the fact that he presents himself in the way that he does, it's just ironic. Yeah, I just saw the short that you made. I think it's Brevis. I don't know, Brevis or Beavis. Brevis. I don't know how to say Brevis, maybe. I saw the short that you made in front of his quote unquote like his penthouse, right? I'm telling you, like that's similar to what you showed that like collapsed in house, right? Is not that far off. If Jasper was honest about how much, because he said, "Oh, I pay 15,000 pesos a month on the beach." He has stated multiple times, "I pay 15." I don't think he has the lease there anymore in Boracay, but he has stated, "I pay 15,000 pesos a month," and I was looking like, what can you get for 15,000 pesos in Boracay? Like, and he's like, "Oh, it's beachfront," and then he slipped up and said he was like a couple blocks from the beach. Which, I mean, Boracay, you're never too far from the beach, right? I mean, it's not like it's pretty. I mean, no matter where you go, you're not that far from the beach. But he was acting like it was like he walked out his front door and he could go swimming right there. Yeah, I'm sure it's big. Yeah, Jasper showed Erica. Dude, his interviews with them are like struggle sessions. Like whenever he had women up and he would talk to the camera like, "Look, I have women, they like me. Don't you guys see? Women like me. Women really like me, guys." And he would sit there and it was like a struggle session. Like, "Do you think I'm handsome? Don't I have a lot of money? Don't you see the money I have? Aren't you having a great time with me?" It was like ridiculous. He was interviewing them about him. So he would have them sit there and just ask them questions about him and be like, "See guys, see, we have women on here. They're saying great things. Isn't she like a 10? Look at Erica." And I'm like, "Dude, come on." Dude, first of all, like she's in her like 20s, right? Like and second of all, she was not that attractive. And third of all, for you to just like put her and she's a grown ass woman, she could have walked away at any point. So that's why I made those videos too, because I was like, these women, they have agency, they can walk away, they don't need to be sitting here and going back. But it was just a struggle session of a video. Like all of his interviews were just him talking himself up and being like, "See guys, see, look it, this is proof, this is proof." Yeah, he dated Mary Rose and put her on his lives. Yeah, that. Yeah, Mary Rose, I think still makes videos or something. I don't even know what the deal is with them. He, he acted like she was like an 8. That was, if that's an 8, if that's like, I'd love to see his fake Filipino girl elite girlfriend right now. The Island Boys. Yeah, well, he can't grow hair like the Island Boys. His Andrew Tate accent. Yeah, okay. Discount Andrew Tate. I think Andrew Tate, even bald, has more hair than Jasper. He talks about being a high value man. I mean, how many high value men truly need to say, constantly reiterate how high value they are? If you have to say, "I'm a high value man," constantly to your audience, you should probably consider the fact that you are not a high value man. I don't really. So Sick Grandpa, I know you have a channel. I don't watch his stuff though, so I can't comment on that. He's been cool in here so far. Yeah, I think they're Louis pants. He wears. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's living out of a suitcase here. This guy. I mean, he hasn't settled down. He's been here for 2.5 years. He hasn't settled anywhere. He's been like Airbnb, very short term leases. So he's been sort of hopping around the Manila area. And so he's been living out of a suitcase, and he acts like he's living like a king. This guy is living out of a backpack in a studio apartment, and is like representing his life to be some type of crazy king-like experience. "I'm eating at Vikings buffet, guys. Look, I'm eating at Vikings buffet." Okay, cool, dude. They have a Nobu here. Didn't you guys know that? Man, he says the same things over and over. That's why I stopped making videos. Like, You run out of things because Jasper says the same things over and over. I mean, he's done it for 2.5 years. And every so often I'll come back and I'll just look like, is he putting anything else out? Like, what is he actually saying? And then he tried to jump onto the Philippines real estate is crashing bandwagon. Mergem did the same thing. He just removed that video. He copied Mergem's like video title word for word exactly because Mergem's video did well. He does that quite a bit. He'll take exact titles from other creators because he has not a creative bone in his body. Jasper's YouTube, sorry, I'm behind on reading these guys. Jasper's YouTube channel earning $1,100 a month is the most successful thing. I mean, and honestly, the fact that like $1,100 a month for as like a side hustle, not too bad, but like you're probably 100% right. This is probably the most successful, and he's just like conned people into giving him money constantly. It is the most successful thing that he's done. Timu Andrew Tate. Yeah, see, there's Nobu. Ha! He eats at Nobu. Exactly. It's all he talks about. He says the same things over and over. The biggest YouTuber he used to say that all the time too. I'm big now that the Filipino P's gone. I'm the biggest one here. I have the biggest channel. It's like, what are you talking about? He should show his face on stream like a real man. Hey, I can't really talk. I'm not showing my face right now, so. Yeah, I mean, and honestly, like, okay, an $1,100 month YouTube salary and $1,500 a month inheritance while he's really living like a king, right? So again, I'm not here to disparage anyone for, if you're living on what, $2,600 a month in the Philippines or whatever, that's fine. But it's his presentation that bothers me, right? Like it's his like I am so successful. Oh my God, I have all this success. I am just the biggest thing here. That's the problem, right? Like, okay, if you're living on $2,600 a month, like, okay, cool. Like, you could figure it out how to do that here. That's fine. But sitting here convincing you should pay me for a consultation. Like, when he's sitting here saying, you should pay for a consultation pay me so that I can tell you the same stuff that I've say over and over. Don't get handcuffed at the airport, bro. Don't do that. Oh my God, don't talk to anybody before you get here. Like, just say the same thing over and over again and charge people. Like, again, and when you're presenting yourself, I live such a lavish lifestyle. That's the ridiculous part. The biggest gangster in Little Armenia. Yeah, okay. Does Little Armenia even exist in LA? I don't even know that area. I ate a buffet last night at Clark Marriott. Not worth it. I didn't know Clark had a Marriott, I don't think. And I still have not been to Clark. I've been past Clark a few times when I've gone to Baguio. I still have not gone to Clark. If I recall correctly, I don't know who Allo doxed him over a year ago, then lost interest in him. Yeah, I mean, it's not that difficult. And what he calls doxing is sort of ridiculous, right? Because, again, he films his location every day. He films where he is. So pointing that out from the information, like, no one has to go digging to find this out. No one is finding hidden information. It's all right there that Jasper is giving you. So to say, like, he's doxed is even disingenuous. He is showing his location to say, hey, I recognize that's Tusarenja. You live in Tusarenja right there. Like, that's not doxing anyone. You're literally showing it. Elite girlfriend, American salary. Right, yeah, okay. Look at Jasper, man. Seriously, like, do you honestly believe this guy is pulling like a top 1%, 20-something, 30-something-year-old Filipino? Like, why? Why would you even bother? Again, I'm telling you, it's just his persona online. He is just playing this, or maybe it's him, but he exaggerates portions of his life to sound like his life is more luxurious. Just like he'll never show where he where he's staying. He'll never actually show, even though he shows where he's staying constantly. He'll never show you what he's actually living in. Like, here's my condo tour. Look here, guys, check it out. Look how nice this is. He'll never do that because he knows in his like heart of hearts, this guy knows that he isn't really living that like that, but he wants you to think he is. Yeah, he's a successful con artist. That's it. Yeah, his friend said the same. His friend had said that he always had some sort of a hustle. Like he always had something kind of going on. And this is it. This is his hustle now. Apparently he's not single. Is he the number one single YouTuber? I mean, apparently he'll claim he hasn't been single for a long time because he has an elite Filipino girlfriend. Evander, weren't you just in his stream yesterday donating or like weren't you in his stream defending him or saying like, yeah, Evander, you're one of his like pay pigs because you'll go in his stream and he was going off on Kuya Storm yesterday. I saw this. He was going off on Kuya Storm yesterday about how his stream went into his other stream, like into Jasper's stream, right? Like, and he wasn't banning all 1,000+ people that Jasper has banned. And then Evander's like, oh no, it's totally okay that you're yelling at this guy, this grown-ass man on a live stream. And you know what's hilarious is Jasper, the one thing that I caught yesterday that Jasper said, he said to Kuya Storm, you have a paycheck every month coming in. Like, you have guaranteed paycheck. He brought up the money side of it to Kuya Storm. Like, Jasper clearly depends on his YouTube revenue because yesterday he was like, you have a guaranteed income. Basically that Kuya Storm was like infringing on possibly the amount of money that Jasper would make on YouTube. And how dare he do that after Kuya Storm has donated to him, right? Like a ridiculous amount. Like, he went off about the money aspect. And I was just like, are you trying to say, first of all, that YouTube revenue doesn't matter to you, that you're so successful, that things are so great, and yet one of your supporters had a stream and you're freaking out about the money portion of it? I blame Todd for kissing his ass. Otherwise, yeah, he would have gone away by now. I know, there's one of them. I mean, it's a couple of these guys. Neanderthal, his name's Shane. His real name is Shane. Neanderthal, Todd. Todd commented on one of my videos maybe a week or two ago. Todd's still around. But he'll pay for bans, right? So they used to pay, like Todd used to give him like $10 or something every time he would ban people. So it probably did make Jasper a millionaire, the amount of people that he's banned. Clark Hilton. I didn't know Clark had so many hotels up there. Clark Hilton buffet is not bad. Rike, yeah, I don't know who that is. That room looks like it's padded. Yeah, right. Yeah, I thought the same thing, especially with the bed there, because there's this one, there's the bed, and then there's the one where he's on the couch. And those were from his friend. Jasper hasn't actually like ever published those. I know, and it looks padded, and I'm like, that's appropriate. That was just, I laughed the first time. It's funny you even brought that up because I thought the same thing. I defended Storm, doofus. Oh, doofus. That doesn't sound like a Jasper word. And keep my name out of your mouth. Okay, buddy. Difference between me and Jasper, I'll slap the fuck out of you. Yeah, okay, Evander. You're gonna come in here and try and talk tough. That's fine. I'm not gonna sit here and say somebody had banned Evander. I don't know how to ban anymore, even though I've done this over 1,000 times. Let him stay. Change out your pad. So, are you guys filtering in from Jasper's stream now? Kuya Storm is on the road to getting his bank account drained. Maybe. I don't know. I don't watch his stuff. I just thought it was hilarious that Jasper was freaking out yesterday. That was good entertainment. Confused. You seem like an intelligent man. Why focus on people who don't matter? Your boots on the ground are more valuable. YouTubers' content are weird sometimes. I mean, honestly, so Jasper, the whole reason this channel even exists, right? Like, and I haven't, again, any of the people who are in here that have actually have watched the videos and been around a little bit, like, you guys know I haven't even put a video out in the last, like, year, right? I mean, like, this has been very hands off. It's not. I have not really put out a lot of content. I'll post stuff. I'll post stuff sometimes in the community right now if something I find funny. When I have a little bit of time, if I'm not doing anything and I think about it, like I'll look and see if there's something funny there to post. But like, I mean, it's not a whole lot of my time, right? I went live today. This is the first time I've ever gone live because Jasper freaked out yesterday about Kuya Storm going live. So I thought it was hilarious, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go live tomorrow while Jasper's live. Like that's that's great. Kuya Storm's on. Yeah, I already said that. Confused. Jasper will feel comfortable. Will feel comfortable with the boys who sell cell phones and accessories in any mall. That's exact. I mean, honestly, that was his big success story when he was living in Las Vegas. He sold used phones. Like that's what he brags about his big business that he had. He literally sold used phones. That was what he did, and it wasn't some crazy thing. I have the same green screen room on my Zoom calls. These are real pictures. I'm not sure which one you're referring to. Like the ones like this one here that's up right now. This was sent from his ex friend, right? I think that's her bag. I maybe it's Jasper's. Who knows? Right there with the skeleton on it. I wouldn't be surprised either way, but I'm pretty sure it's her bag. He was home recently. I don't know if he told people. He went home, and I think that's maybe why he wasn't streaming or anything. He went back to the U.S. recently, and I don't know if he told people or what, but he did go back to the U.S. and he's so doing so well that he messaged his ex best friend or whatever she is to him now, and asked why their joint Costco membership, like why he's no longer on it. He's been out of the U.S. for like over 3 years, and he's like, why am I not on the Costco membership anymore? Like she was supposed to pay, like continue that membership while he's out of the country for years. And he messaged, he's like, how come I'm not on the Costco membership anymore? She's like, you've been out of the country for 3 years. Were you paying for the membership? I don't remember. It's not like SNR here where it's like what 700 pesos or Landers where the membership's like 700 pesos. I think Costco's like 50 or 60, but I don't know. I haven't been a Costco member since like 2015 or 2016, but I think those are like 50 or $60 memberships a lot of the time. Great live stream. Appreciate the lack of censorship. Yeah, I mean that's honestly that was that was the reason. So I started saying this, but the whole reason this channel exists, right, is because Jasper. I just witnessed Jasper unreasonably ban so many people even when they're just asking questions. I've seen him ban people who you don't have a picture, you won't identify yourself, you're getting banned. People have asked him just general questions and he takes offense to it. Either he's too dumb to realize they're not actually being offensive, or he just literally is offended by everything, and so he'll ban them. So I saw how unreasonable it was, and I thought that you know what, like he can't do anything about this channel, and we can say what we want here. So I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to ban anyone, and people can come in and they can disagree. That's fine. If there are Jasper fans in this chat or in the video, in the videos that I post, I've argued with people about it before. You're more than welcome to say what you want. I'm not about to get all offended by people having different opinions. Yeah, so you said, sadly, there are more Jaspers than regular guys in Southeast Asia. All blow up and are ruined in a few years. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of social media and YouTube sort of attract a certain type of personality a lot of the time. I don't know that it's full, and I've been here for 3 years now. Like I have seen a lot of regular people, just expats who aren't filming their everyday lives and talking about it on YouTube, right? So, I mean, this is one of the reasons too that this exists. Like Jasper is not a full representation of what the expats in this country, right? Like he's not. Not everyone is a Jasper. and especially his narcissistic tendencies. He's pretty far out there when it goes to like comes to that. Very seductive shot on that bed. Oh yeah. And then you'll see the casting couch next that has had zero applicants applying for the role that he's offering. I'm listening to the drama, so I must be sucked into the drama. Dang, I'm a degenerate. Yeah, I know, man. And seriously, when I started watching, I watched Jasper because I was genuinely curious. I was living in Cebu at the time. I was genuinely curious because he had a live stream going from BGC, and I was ready to go somewhere else. And like we were like, okay, we've been at IT Park. Are there other places that we should be looking at? And so I started looking at BGC, and I really didn't know a ton about BGC. And I stumbled upon his channel, and I was like, oh, I wonder if this guy knows what he's talking about. He had like 20 concurrent viewers at the time, and that was, what, 2.5 years ago, and it really hasn't changed much since then. But I stumbled upon his channel, and then all of a sudden I just saw wrong things that he would say, just that I would even know from being in country for a little while. And I was like, oh, that doesn't seem right. And so I would be like, oh, I disagree with this. And he would freak out. He couldn't handle it. And I was like, oh, what is this? Like, what's going on? And it happened once, and I was like, oh, sorry, like, I'm not trying to argue with you. Like, I just, like, I think he was talking about the food. And I said, oh, the food quality, like, especially in Cebu, it can be quite a bit lower than what the West is, right? So like you really got to watch, even if you're going to a restaurant, like the sort of floor of what you're going to get in terms of quality, you really need to watch where you're going, because there's a good chance that it's going to be lower than what you're used to in the West. And he just wouldn't have it. He would say his normal lines about Vikings buffet, Nobu, like that was what he would talk about. So I ended up seeing how like argumentative and how he was unwilling to accept any other information other than what he was currently thinking at the time. He just wanted an excuse to call her. She knows what he likes on the phone. Yeah, I mean, and I don't know. I don't know if she complied, but when she found out, because like I said, he had been saying like, I have a girlfriend on his videos, his elite Filipina girlfriend, and then after they sexted, right, on FaceTime, she like found his YouTube channel and realized that he had been saying, I have a girlfriend, and she felt bad because she said she did not know that he had a girlfriend and she was doing this with him. So I just don't, like I said, I just don't believe, either he's a scumbag and like cheating on his girlfriend, or he doesn't have a girlfriend. And I think it's much more likely that he doesn't have a girlfriend. Yeah, Paul. Paul, I did that on purpose. Like, I love the fact you're doing this live as he's live. Yeah, because Kuya Storm. It's all because of what happened with Kuya Storm yesterday. The fact that he freaked out so much, I was like, oh, like I want to go live when he's live now. I'm a Jasper fan, although I preferred him when he was in the Three Stooges. Which one was he though? He's kind of bald like Curly. I don't know. His hair is kind of all three of them combined, isn't it? It's kind of weird. Jasper and Legion of Men should get a room. Yeah, see, I don't watch. Scott, I think you may have commented before and asked what I think about Legion of Men. I don't watch his stuff. I just know that Jasper has a video. I have. Hold on, I can show you. Actually, I can pull this up. Hold on a minute. The reason Jasper got to 10,000 subscribers was because of Legion of Men, right? Like, and I don't watch Legion of Men. I have no idea who he really is or what he does. But I know that he featured Jasper in one of his episodes, and then Jasper hit to 10,000 subscribers, and he's like, I don't know how we're doing it, guys. It's me. You know, I know my streams are great, and like he wouldn't even really acknowledge that Legion of Men was the reason that he was getting the subscribers. It was kind of like his brain wouldn't accept it that like someone else was helping him and that it was like him doing it. Let me see here. Hold on. I actually have, so if you guys want to see, I have all of Jasper's videos for the most part from back in the day. I have what is this? Jasper videos. Let me find here. I have 439, which is 438 because there's a folder in here. So 438 videos that he put out. I just downloaded his catalog a while, like 2 years ago, a year and a half. This is July 12th of 2023. I downloaded everything he had put out. So I have these. Let me see if I can find them real quick. Jasper. Where are we here? Oh, okay, I'm in the wrong. Let me look real quick. That's how I have like the backgrounds here, and then I have all of these, and I'll show you. So I have all of these videos that he deleted because they have him in them. Like he has shown him. And he freaked out about it because people were like, look at this dude. So I have like, let me see here. So like this was him in like an Airbnb in Boracay, I think, like, and he starts off, so why? He starts off all of his videos saying, so why this? Everything is, so why I moved to the Philippines, so why the Philippines is the best place, so why Filipinos need to be put in their place. So I have all those. Any buffet with sushi is Jasper and Brian go to. This live has more viewers. How many does he have? Jasper tried to sign up for one of David Bond's classes, but he got rejected. Yeah. I don't know too much about David Bond either. I saw some of his stuff, but it's pretty much what it's my impression that it's pretty much what Jasper's like. This is how you gotta get a girl. Like, you gotta do this and that. Like, Jasper's had no success with this, and yet he feels qualified. No, I won't delete the live. That's okay. Please don't do a Jasper and delete this live. I just came in, need to catch up. No problem. He doesn't delete them. I'm quite certain he hides them. Maybe he deletes them, but he hides a lot of his stuff. He did that with his videos too. Any underperforming video, he would hide because he was ashamed. Elite girlfriend with an American salary. Get it right, buddy. Right. I agree. If Legion of Men had not featured him, Jasper would still be at 5K at the most. Yeah, I mean, he's got this 10K stream. This is, I just kind of showed the ones that I have. There's this stream. It's like hitting 10,000 subscribers or something, and he did a live. I can't find it. It's not that big of a deal to pull it up right now, but I do have that one. And he does not, and the whole point of me having that one is he doesn't acknowledge Legion of Men whatsoever. Like, he doesn't even bring up like say like, hey, you know what? I was featured. This is what happened. Like, it's all his success, right? The Jasper files. Oh yeah, I got them. Everyone uses search now for content. No one subscribes, so Jasper is buying subs. Yeah, I mean, when you would see, I mean, there were a lot of signs that Jasper was buying subscribers, right? So there are a lot of signs. Engagement, you can tell in his lives. I mean, go look at his live right now. I can look right now, but I don't know where. I don't know how many are watching what. It says 32 watching now is for him. I mean, he has not his concurrent viewers have been the same for 2 years. But his subscribers kept growing, right? And so for him to go live every day and for his subscribers to go from what, like 10 to 50, and his concurrent viewers to never increase during that time. Like, that was a big red flag. A lot of his videos were not getting views. Now he's sort of piggybacked on other content creators. But it just, there were a lot of signs that his growth was not organic. And if you look now, I mean, he's been pretty stagnant, I think, for the last, like, I mean, for a year now, right? David Bond on the Interpol red list now. He won't stand in front of the camera on his lives because he's beating one off over his alter ego. Yeah, yeah, right. He's actually looking in the mirror instead of actually showing his face. He's looking in the mirror and like, oh God, Jasper, you are just so. You are the man. You are the man. Living off of your inheritance here. God, what a guy. I have to wonder how many of those women will show up in his chat are haters lurking. Yeah, you know what? And he used to claim that, like, I have the most women in my chat. He tried to do this whole my chat is a playground for singles to mingle in and for Filipino women to find husbands and men to find their future wives. And he tried to play this whole thing. He stopped doing it because, I mean, it's a joke, right? But, like, he tried to use that as sort of like his a marketing thing for him. Like, oh, you can meet your husband. I think he was just talking about, who was it? Like Jane or something. That name sounds right. He was just like talking about Jane, and Jane had, like, I've heard him talk to her before, and she had been around for a while. But then he was saying, like, oh, she's fat or something, like, now, because she doesn't go into his chat anymore or something. So, like, now he's like saying bad things about her, even though she had been around for a long time, and he would be like, oh my God, I got a girl in here, guys, check it out. And then now he's like saying like terrible stuff about her because she has like a boyfriend, or like she's not in the chat anymore. Like, I'm telling you, as soon as Jasper stops getting money from you, just like Evander was in here earlier, he'll ask the people he knows will parrot like back to him what he wants to hear, right? They make themselves very, very quickly well known in his chat, where they'll come in and be like, oh, Jasper, I love you, man. Oh my God, I agree with everything you're saying. You are the best. And then here's money. Even Kuya Storm yesterday, I was like, what are you doing, man? Like, after Jasper berated him yesterday, right? On stream, he's donating money to Jasper. Or he's like either donating or buying subs. And I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you giving this guy money still? He clearly does not care about you whatsoever. Yeah, and I don't. Let's see. I think Kuya Storm was probably the only guy that actually scored a woman in Jasper's chat. Thank God he had a pension to land that vlogger. I'm telling you, I don't think it. Did it have? Do you know Kuya Storm? Was that from Jasper's chat, or was that on his own? Let's see. I think I skipped ahead. What did I skip here? That's why his ass is broke buying all these subs. Yeah, I'm telling you, something was just not right in terms of growth and engagement levels. I think I talked about this in one of my other videos, but something was off, right? It screamed like inorganic growth. It makes him look thinner. Edward Sweeney has terminal cancer and live streams from from Thailand, and can't get a single super chat. All these super chat color and membership is fake. Yeah, I've wondered how much, if any, maybe it's not. I've wondered how much is actually real in Jasper's chat in terms of super chats and in terms of like subscription and donations and all of this. And I really do question how authentic, and maybe it is. Like I have no proof whatsoever on any of this, right? So I have no idea. But I do wonder if any of it is fake. If it's him or if he has somebody, I don't know. He doesn't seem like he has friends, so I'm not sure that he really has anyone working with him, right? But it does make me wonder. That is a good question. However, it is ironic. Jasper likes to say that Filipino vloggers have watchers because the views want to F them. Oh, the irony. Yeah, he's also, I mean, he, I had another video about this too. He used to say, like, oh, these female vloggers are using their body for views. Like, he used to say how terrible of a thing it is that female like vloggers, he didn't say Filipinas, he just said female vloggers, were using their body for views. This guy had thumbnails of constantly like scantily clad women, huge boobs, like weren't even Filipino. They were just some type of Asian a lot of the time. And he would just use them as thumbnails. He would film women in Boracay at the beach. He would use them as thumbnails. He would use them as just the video of for shorts. And he would use women's bodies constantly for clicks. So I thought that was super ironic that he had such a problem with females using their own bodies for money, but he would use other people's. He would use their body for clicks. Is Kuya offended by Jasper's comments? He should be. You know what? Based on the way that he was acting yesterday, didn't he? He seemed apologetic, and I didn't understand why. Like, again, he started from what I saw, and this is my understanding of the situation. From what I saw, he started his stream like 2 hours before Jasper started his stream, right? And he like continued streaming as Jasper started streaming. This is my understanding of the situation. And Jasper freaked out that his stream was still going on when Jasper started streaming. Someone asked him in the chat, like, what time do you start streaming? And Jasper said, whenever I want. And I'm like, well, how is anyone supposed to, like, work on your schedule if you don't even have a set time, right? But he was upset you're allowing banned people from this channel to be in there. And I was like, first of all, how is he supposed to know who you've banned? You can assume the majority of people you have banned. So he's not allowed to, let in the 10,000 plus people that you've banned from your channel, and he's supposed to know all of them. Jasper's so cringe. Jasper's every Shrink stream. No, Shrinks would never be able to get through to this guy. Jasper would just Jasper would just be like, this guy's a maniac. I don't know. He's saying I'm not the best thing in the world. If I could use my body, I would stream in my jocks every day. Good luck to them. Sorry, man. It just doesn't hit the same. Why did he remove the thumbs? That's a good question. Should I reveal why? Because I do know why. Why did he... So if you notice, I'm going to reveal it. I want to say, if you notice Jasper's channel, okay, he used to use all those thumbnails of women and like big boob Asians, all this stuff. If you look now, he went through and scrubbed all of it. Do you know why? Someone pretended to be a lawyer, pretended to say that he was infringing on copyright material, which he was doing, by the way, because he was using pictures from OnlyFans girls that were posting their pictures, and he was taking them and using them as his thumbnails. He was using, I know at least one. Her name's Pra Asian. She's Thai. He started doing that, and he was using other people's as well. And someone said that, that was copyright written material, and that he freaked out, and he removed everything. Someone told him that. I don't know who. That's not the real sick grandpa. It's a troll impersonating him. I don't know. I don't know the real sick grandpa, so I couldn't tell you. But yeah, no, Jasper thinks that a lawyer contacted him, I believe. And he freaked out and removed all of it. His mommy gives him an allowance. His mommy is no longer living, actually. Someone ask? I did see. Yeah, what is Jasper's source of income? This is a good question. I've covered this before. Jasper's mother died a couple of years ago. Apparently he's from a wealthy family. I don't really believe that his family was that well off. But he was left an inheritance from his mother. He was on a staggered pay plan, which you do with like drug addicts and people who are going to, you know, blow all of the money immediately after getting it. You don't trust them to handle the finance. So he was on a staggered plan. I found out he actually got a lawyer and was able to get it all released to him. But he had to basically fight his mother's wishes, his dead mother's wishes. He had to fight with a lawyer and say, "I'm responsible. I can totally handle all of the inheritance." And so he had to split a smaller share. He's admitted to this, a smaller share of his mother's inheritance. His sisters got more apparently, and so as soon as he did that, or as soon as he started getting this inheritance, I'm sure in his brain he thought, how can I make this last a long time? And so he started looking at Southeast Asia and basically wanted to, like, quote unquote, retire from selling used phones in Las Vegas, right? And so he came to Southeast Asia. He said he went to Thailand. I can't imagine he spent more than a week or two in Thailand. And I think maybe he went back again for like a week. That was when he had all of the like, I was threatened by Thai people to never come back. He probably got like one email from a Thai person who saw his video that's like, how dare you say that the Philippines is better? And he made it seem like the entire country and like customs was looking for him, and he tried to make that drama. But yeah, no, so his income is literally that inheritance and anything he can make on YouTube, and that's it. Like, that's basically, so he's trying to make that money last that his mother left him, and he's trying to get enough from YouTube to, like, make sure that that money never goes out. So we'll see how long he's going to do this, or how long he thinks he's going to do this. I mean, he doesn't have health insurance. He said he doesn't have health insurance. I don't know, you know, once he starts getting older, if he's going to have any issues, and how he plans on paying for stuff like that. But we'll see what happens. I started commenting on Kuya's stream and Jasper was watching, and Kuya banned me based on Jasper's views. Jasper banned you, I should too. That's sad. I mean, come on then, man. What are you doing? Aren't you a grown-ass man? Like, isn't Kuya, like, in his 40s or 50s? Like, isn't he an older guy? Like, that's pretty sad. That, like, I mean, that kind of aligns with the behavior that I saw yesterday. After he got berated, he gave him more money. Some people just love, just like masochists, man. They just love the pain. Like, yes, Daddy Jasper. Like, I don't get it, man. I don't understand it. That shot is worse than jump scare. It's Hannibal Lecter. Do you live close to Jasper? Have you seen him in person? I also live in BGC. I know where Jasper lives, right? So he lives over, like I've said, he lives over in Two Surrendra. And he lives closer to the mall than I do. I'm in BGC, but I don't live. I live in a nicer place. I live in a nicer place than he does. So no, I have never seen him walking around. I'm telling you, he does not actually go out much. He had said before. So first he said First, he said that BGC was boring. Back in the day when he was leaving BGC, or when he's out of BGC, he was like trying to make like justify it to people. Like, oh, BGC isn't even that great, guys. Like, just like he used to say, like, oh, the Manila air quality is so bad, I gotta leave. Like, and he never left. But he would say like there's nothing to do in BGC. It's boring, la la la. I mean, I don't know what you need to do as a grown man at BGC that it just doesn't offer to you. But he said that was the reason he left. Like, oh, it's boring there. There's nothing to do. And then when he came back just now, he had a video talking about I came back and I never even leave my condo, la la la. So he changes his story constantly. Like, first BGC was there was nothing to do, but now it was, well, I never left my condo and I was paying a premium in BGC to basically just live in a condo, and so I left. Like, he never really keeps his story straight. He's constantly lying about stuff. It's hard to keep up with the stuff, and again, that's one of the reasons why I stopped watching so much of the stuff. You'll see his opinion go back and forth about things. Like, I think someone else pointed out recently too, like, you need to be the first that your Filipina, like, first foreigner that your Filipina dates, and then it's like, oh no, you don't want to be the first foreigner that your Filipina dates, and it's a constant back and forth. He used to talk about how you could live in BGC on $1,500. He used to say, and then he'd go back and say, well, no, you can't actually do that. It's never consistent. He doesn't have well thought out anything, any actual conclusions that are well thought out. He just says things and hopes that people will listen and watch his videos. And that's why I'm like, guys, don't take what he's saying to heart. Like, don't sit here and like actually try and gain any information from this guy, because he's not reliable. Not only is he not reliable about his own life and like what he's getting for the money he's spending, but he's also has really no idea. He sits at home and watches like YouTube and like gets some information from other vloggers and then like tries to copy them. And it's not really, and then he'll say like, well, I live here, so I know. It's like, dude, you don't even talk to Filipino. The last Filipino you talked to was a worker who was saying you can't put your trash in the trash room, and apparently you just like slammed the door in their face. Like, please, that was the last Filipino that you talked to years ago. So, my girl's in a sando and he's trying to talk to me. Like, that's the level of maturity that you're dealing with this guy. Yeah, I don't even think it's a trust fund. Like, it's just an inheritance. Like, it was just an inheritance. But to go back to that real quick, yeah, I mean, I live decently close to Jasper. No, I have not seen him out. Every time I go shopping, right? Like, if I'm going to Landers, because I shop at Landers. If I'm going to Landers or Landmark, or if I'm going to Santis and getting, some good meat, I kind of look around and just, like, it'd be hilarious to actually see him out. I haven't, though. Yeah, remember, he blamed his sister for not receiving the full amount of... Yeah, the sister who was actively taking care of his mother. Like, the sister who actually was contributing to that family. He also couldn't remember how we got from Las Vegas to LA. He's like, I'm going to see my mother on her deathbed. I took a flight, or I rented a car, or I used my car. I can't really remember, but I spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get there. Like, that was what he said. Like, if you're going to see your dying mother, like, first of all, I've never gone from like Vegas to LA, or from across to a different state and not remembered how I got there, right? But to go see your dying mother on her deathbed, and you're like, yeah, I can't really remember. I just materialized there. I closed my eyes and I opened them, and I was standing on the strip in Las Vegas, and next thing you know, I was in the hospital in LA, and I spent hundreds of dollars on that teleportation. So you should feel bad for me. Yeah, he blamed his sister. Yeah, correction, probably stolen used phones. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I know nothing about that. How can I make it last until the old man dies? That's a good point. That's why he says, holy shit, when he gets a big donation. I'm telling you, he really, and someone else said this in a comment the other day, he tells on himself a lot. Like, he's not that smart, right? Like he's really not that intelligent. And so you can get him to tell on himself. He just talks long enough. He'll tell on himself, right? Just like yesterday when he freaked out about when he brought up like, Kuya, how dare you? Like, you get a check every month. This is like my livelihood, is basically what he was like saying, like desperate for the money on YouTube. Like a couple of dollars was such a big deal to him, and it was so. It's just Jasper telling on himself about how he's not doing well. And then someone's like, yeah, you need the money. And he's like, oh, how I can't believe it. I did so well on YouTube. Yeah, okay. And then what? He says today or yesterday, he was saying like, well, YouTube doesn't even really pay that much. Yeah. If I had to guess based on how much a month it generates, he got something like 300,000 inheritance. We can speculate. I would love to speculate. I have no idea. Not exactly life-changing money. I have no idea. I couldn't even guess at what it is. All I know is that it's a finite. It's not a solid income stream, right? It was a lump sum, and he's got to make that last now. So that's why when he says like, well, I've traveled all over the Philippines. Well, not really. Not really, right? You've been to Cebu for maybe a total of 2 weeks. Total. And you've done nothing there. Like nothing there. You stayed inside. And he said, well, I've lived all over the Metro Manila. You lived in Mandaluyong. You've lived in cheaper places hoping that like you could save money, right? And so he's trying to make it work. And then again, he's paying like 30,000 pesos for his place right now at Two Surrendra, and like this was like a 55 to 60,000 peso condo, and I was able to, real estate market's crashing, I was able to offer them 30, and they took it. Like he just tries to act like he's actually living a better life than he actually is. Those are 30,000 peso condos. They have been for years. Kuya Storm is 70. I don't know. Kuya is probably early. Okay. So that's not a. We don't know. Yeah, I don't know how old he is. I mean, regardless of his age, right? Like, just the way he acted with Jasper, I thought that was just odd. Like, to donate money after he berated you, man. Come on. Have some respect. You don't have a place in Boracay. I do not have a place in Boracay. Apparently, Jasper, he never showed it. Again, I'm telling you, this place was almost certainly a dump. This place was, either he lied about how nice it was or he lied about how much he was paying for it, right? Because he said, like, 15,000 pesos. You are not getting anything in Boracay, like, anything halfway decent, studio or not, for 15,000 pesos a month. I don't care if you're on Facebook Marketplace. I don't care if you know a local. You're not having a beachfront that he was presenting it as. I'm right off the beach and I have a place that's 15,000. Yeah, okay. He always likes, he likes to film at places that he's not actually staying too. He'll always go like, even when he was like in Boracay and stuff, he would film at the Henin and be like, well, I'm not actually staying here. Like, yeah, we know. You can't afford it. Like, he went up to Station Zero, right? I've stayed at Station Zero. I've stayed at the Crimson up there. It's really nice. But he would go up to Station Zero and like walk around Crimson and Shangri-La and like film, and then like leave and go. And I'm like, dude, you're not even staying. But he would present it like, oh, look at where I'm staying. Look at this. Like he would never explicitly say it, right? But he would present it as though like, this is my hotel. But he was not staying there. Sana Oil. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm gonna go say that to my wife. She's just gonna slap me in the face. And then Sana Oil. And now he's BGC's biggest fan in the newest videos. I'm telling you, his conclusions just shift back and forth so quickly. And that's why I like guys, does anyone else notice that he's done a complete 180 without really any explanation. It's okay to change your mind on stuff, right? But like for him to just quickly change, like go like now BGC is the best place ever. I'm gonna live here. I'm gonna live here. This is great. La, la, la. It's like, what are you doing? What was your real reason for leaving before? It was likely that it was expensive, right? Like it was likely that he was trying to find something cheaper. But he can't say that, even though he's like, well, I'm paying for this condo because I'm not going out. He won't really state like, yeah, this is a little bit much for me, because that would, kings don't say that, right? I live in Angeles, so I'm forced to leave the city occasionally. I wonder. I wonder about up there. I've looked in Pampanga. Like, if I was going to stay here... See, I have a daughter, right? And she's 2. Or she's going to be 2 this year. She's 1.5. And, like, I just feel like there's way more opportunity outside of the Philippines, honestly. And I wouldn't mind if it was just me and my wife here. But I'm not going to... I want my daughter to play sports and not basketball, right? She's white and Asian. My daughter is not equipped genetically to play basketball at a good high level, right? So, and that's really one of the big sports that like push around here. And like I'm not like she just doesn't have the same opportunity. And honestly, if we stay in BGC, she can get music lessons. She can get Mandarin lessons if we want her to speak like Chinese or something, like instruments and swimming lessons. She can, but like it's just going to cost, even in BGC, like it's going to cost quite a bit. Gymnastics here is ridiculous. We looked at gymnastics and it's like way more than even what, in the US, a lot of the gymnastics programs, oh my God, I can't talk, programs are. And it's like there's really no reason, man. Go to any shawarma or kebab joint in BGC, and there's a good chance you'll see Jasper. Is he a shawarma and kebab fan? I don't know. Does he show it on his shorts? I don't have time for his shorts, man. I don't even bother. He's like, police officer with a big gun stares me down, like every single one of his videos, trying to like get another one to go. Like have a lot of views like his one did. Like he just copies the same stuff over and over if it worked, right? He does Philippines is a third world country. Is not a third world country. Look at this Lamborghini. It's not a third world country. Look at this building that has lights on it. It's totally American, not a third world country. Let's say the same thing over and over again. How can you see him if he's in his condo all day and night? Well, that's exactly right. I mean, I don't see him, and that's the thing. So even when I'm walking around, it's not like I'm out and about all the time either, right? Like we have a kid, and I'm not walking around all the time doing stuff. We'll walk and get groceries. We'll walk around, and if we're going out to get something to eat, or But a lot of the time, we just stay around our condo. Like there's no, like even though everything's pretty much walkable here, like there's no reason for us to be going out every day. And honestly, the frequency in which we go out and the frequency in which Jasper goes out, I find it very unlikely that we'll ever actually, and it's not like it's a huge place, BGC, but I find it very unlikely that we will both be in the same place at the same time. He's never even spent a day in the gym. He probably has zero fighting ability. I have no idea. He'll say otherwise. Pull up quietly. Theoretically, I think Jasper is on some sort of antidepressant medication. That's why he does not drink and why his personality varies. I have a couple theories. I mean, I've thought of a couple different reasons why he may... He seems like he could... I mean, the way he looks, he kind of looks like he could be in recovery, man. like he's in recovery, and he went to a country that doesn't allow drugs so that he wouldn't be tempted. So I've thought about that before. How can you think YouTube would support your life? Got banned for saying that earlier. Yeah, I mean, you said hello, you didn't have a picture, and you didn't identify yourself when I asked you, so you're getting banned. I seen a stream where he drank. Wasn't pretty. Oh, man. Was that in Boracay? I don't know. I don't remember anything where he drank. That would have been interesting. He used to go on his little matcha power rants or whatever, where he would just ban people for ridiculous reasons, as he always does. Yeah, showed his Boracay residence. Here's his caved in little villa. Way to go, buddy. Yup, we did a we did a live stream. Jasper got to watch out for white vans. Can't believe some local guy hasn't given him a flogging yet. Yeah, I mean, I just I don't think even locals watch him. I think even they get tired of him. I mean, Paul, I think I've seen your stuff. I had never seen you comment before. You're an author, right, Paul? I'm pretty sure I remember you. I think you sent me an email. I remember. I get. You would be surprised for a nothing channel that this is, right? Like for really having very few subscribers, for having very few videos and have not posted for a year. I still get quite a few emails from people. Like, it's a very passionate audience. So, Bruce Lee books. That's what I. Okay, that's ringing a bell. He would get drunk on lives, then piss in the CR loudly. Yeah, well, he used to eat on lives. He used to eat and just chew into the mic. I don't know what's worse, him chewing into the mic or his singing. His singing is horrendous, dude. He's in the right country, man, because Filipinos won't. They'll just let you go here, man. So you can go do karaoke, and they won't say anything. But man, oh man, like this dude on stream singing is just the worst thing. Tons of dudes on here like Jasper. They're welcome to state why. I'm certainly, I'm open to the idea. The first couple of times that I watched Jasper, like I didn't realize what I was watching at first, right? It didn't take long, but I didn't realize that he is the way that he is. Again, it doesn't take long for someone to make a mistake and ask him a question that he takes offense to for no reason whatsoever. He used to talk about being in jail, but not anymore. Oh, I got rid of that message. Jasper's on SSDI and family money. The way you describe him sounds like many Philippine YouTubers, disabled and trying to make money online. I don't know who keeps saying that's his name, right? Now, I didn't ask his friend his actual name, right? Like, I wasn't trying to, like, really. I wasn't trying to get super personal information from her. Like, I was just trying to get some information. But she said he goes by Jasper. I don't know if that means that's his name or not, right? Like, I don't. People have said like that's his name, like that Armin or what Armin Knock. That's I don't even know how to say that name. Soroyan. It's Armenian name. He is apparently he is an Armenian immigrant, right? Like I mean I believe he immigrated to the U.S. originally. I don't know. I don't know how truthful that is either, right? I just hate the whole disrespect he has for women in general. I just hate the disrespect he has for literally everyone, right? Like if you're not in an immediate lockstep agreement with him, he will go off. Like his tolerance for any type of disagreement with him is zero. It's zero. It is pure narcissism. Like he is a textbook. It's a textbook narcissist. Let me see. What do I have here that I can? And he made these two like you better leave your ego. How ridiculous. Let me see. I have this one, don't I? Hold on. Don't let your Let me see. Don't let the Philippines give you an ego as a foreigner.
In America or your home country when you come to the Philippines.
This guy. The nerve of this guy.
Here before
to make that video
You
shirtless.
will notice if you got online to online dating sites in your preparations to come here that your value is going to be extremely high here.
Here, I'll turn it up a little
Probably
bit.
regardless of your looks or age or race or whatever other factors there are. But you need to understand that this is not your country. This is a poor country, but you are not superior to anyone here.
Yeah, don't let the Philippines
You are
give you
not
an ego.
better than Filipinos and Filipinas, regardless of how much money you have. Everyone is dealt a.
Here's one.
Okay, so.
Okay, so
The
Uncle
good
Fester,
thing
I'm telling you, man, the resemblance when he
that-
said that his when he said that his like dad or like his grandpa were famous, I immediately thought like Fester, dude. Look at this dude.
Basically, coming from a first world country or.
Yeah, he's done. And here's another one. I just see this video, and that's what it's triggering me to say this. Like another one of these videos, right, where he clearly is hurting for money. In this one, I just got robbed in Boracay, is what it's called. And in this video here that he has, right, he ate at the Henan Buffet, and he sits down. I'm not even going to play the whole video, right, because he'll go on and on for 10 minutes or 6 minutes, whatever, right? So in this video, he talks about, he went to the Henan Buffet. I've been to this buffet, I think. Yeah, I think I've been to this one. Anyways, he'll sit down, and apparently the drinks aren't free at this lunch buffet. I think I only went for dinner, so I don't know how it works. I got some juices and stuff in the morning. But anyways, apparently you have to pay for your drinks. This is what he said. And he didn't know that. And so he realizes he goes to the buffet, and he comes back, and there's a Coke and a cup, of ice, as he would be served. And he didn't order it. He says, I haven't had a Coke in 10 years. And so he decides that he's going to drink it, okay? And he knows that drinks are not complimentary. And in this video, he says, I don't think it's totally out there to think that they would give me a free drink because I could be a regular customer coming in there, every day. He's not a regular customer going in there, obviously. He didn't even know that drinks weren't free. But he's like, I could be like a regular customer or whatever. Maybe it's complimentary. So he drinks this Coke. And then at the end of the meal, they bring him the check, and it's 115 pesos for the Coke. And he freaks out. He freaks out. Like, he tells the waiter, like, I didn't order this. And the waiter's like, well, you drank it, right? Like, we brought it here. Even if it was a mistake, we brought it here, and you drank it, so you have to pay for this. And he, like, basically tells the waiter, like, no, I'm not going to pay for 115 pesos. $2, over $2, he's going to do this, where he's arguing with the workers that he's not going to pay $2. Now let me just stop right here in the middle of the story. I'm not rich, okay? I'm not a rich person. I do pretty well. $2 to me, I'm sorry, is like petty money. I would never, if I'm out and about and I get charged an extra $2 somewhere, it's not worth my time, it's not worth my energy. I'm just going to pay the $2. Okay, some of you might disagree with me on this, but I'm just going to pay the $2. It's not worth it to me to, especially for something that I drank, like a Coke. Oh, I didn't know I had to pay for this. Oh, that sucks. Okay, well, I guess I'm paying for it. I did drink it. But no, he's arguing with these people over $2 and like making a big deal. And finally the manager has to come up and say, like, and I'll tell you why they're kind of scared, right? Like, apparently the workers were gathered, sort of 3 of them, and then the manager came up and said, like, sir, like, it's my culture, something along, this is what Jasper said. And the reason they're scared is because they would have to pay for it. Really what it comes down to is that the businesses always put it back on the workers to pay for these types of things. If there's a discrepancy and like the customer here, the Philippines is different than the West. Like the business will just eat it and just be like, it's the cost of doing business, right? But in the Philippines, it is not like that. The businesses will put it on the workers, and the workers will have to make up for that 115, right? So they're the ones paying 115 pesos. They're probably making what, like 500, 600, 700, probably a little bit more, maybe in a tourist area right there, maybe a little bit better. But the servers are not making a lot. So 115 pesos is a good chunk of change for them to be having to pay it. And so that's why they're scared. But Jasper's arguing with them over $2 and wants to say how successful and how he has money. And I just can't believe that. How come your shorts and videos disappeared except one on the YouTube? Sick. That's Sick Grandpa. Okay. I thought you were talking to me. I was like, they disappeared? Who remembers when he tried to prove that he was not blue-eyed and not bald? I think he tried to prove that he did have blue eyes and was not bald, right? He always talks about how his blue eye, even when his, it's kind of terrible to talk about, but like when his mother was dying, like even he brought up when he was telling the story, oh, you have blue eyes. Like his dying mother, one of her last words were, oh, I love your photography. You have blue eyes like me. I love your photography. And those were the last words that his dying mother told him. Apparently, those weren't the last exact words that she said because she tried to cut him out of the will entirely. Apparently. That's the story he told. Who remembers when they tried so hard to... Yeah, okay, we read that already. Was blue-eyed. Yeah, was blue-eyed. Sorry, I didn't. I should have read the next comment instead of saying... He's saying bad advice like he's selling hotcakes. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he actually believes what he's saying or if he actually, like, thinks that he's correct or if he's just saying whatever he needs to say to get views, right? Like, I don't know. It seems like he truly believes this stuff, but then he changes his mind so quickly because his conclusion isn't based in any actual evidence. He had to have a video of it. His live is shafted today, begging for supers. Yeah, I'm not sure how different that is than normal, right? He did that in one of his videos, I think, too. Someone had said, like, I have this much money. Like, is that enough to come and, like, retire in the Philippines? And instead of, like, saying anything, Jasper was just like, wow, you should support my channel. Like, wow, you should give me money. Instead of, like, being like, you know what, that it depends on where you live. Like, he didn't even give any advice to the dude. He was just like, you should give me money. Wow, you have money? You should give me money. Also, I'm not going to help you. The dude gave him money, too. I don't know what these people are doing, man. Classified information. If I had so much time on my hands, my arms would look much better. I don't know what he looks like now. I can't imagine it's better than this. How does he have blue eyes? I don't know. Actually, I mean, I guess I do have some pictures. I've never stared deeply into Jasper's eyes, right? Like I haven't even looked to see if that claim was true. I just thought it was so ridiculous that he would. Let's see. Hold on, we can. I think he. I mean, he probably. I don't know why you would make that up, right? Like, maybe he does have blue eyes. That's not gonna be good. We can't do that. That's not gonna do it either. Do I have a higher resolution picture? No, that's not gonna do it. No, I don't know that I have one. Yeah. I don't think I do. And let's see. This is a high resolution. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, they look blue. Let's look. Here. I don't care. Like, I don't care. He just has to... He just talks about it so much. Like, it's like look at that hair. Look at that. Look at this champion right here. That is an alpha, guys. That's what a man looks like. Didn't you know? This is it. Look at this guy. God, guys. Why aren't you that, guys? Let's see, where did I leave off? I did a live stream in a strip club. This sounds like Sick Grandpa from what I've seen one video about Jasper from before, but I don't watch it. I did a live stream in a strip club with some girls, and my channel got hacked or something like that. Props to Sunshine Shoulders, who never asked for money. I've heard that name. I don't know who that is. Have not followed him for a long time. Does he still pull huge supers in his lives? Yeah, I don't know. You know, truly, I have not watched his content. I get tired of hearing the same thing over and over. I happened... See, that doesn't look like blue eyes. I happened to catch his stream yesterday, and that's why I'm streaming today. I had a little bit of time today. I knew I had time today, and after I heard that, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna stream tomorrow. Like I'm gonna do a live stream at the same time he does it. Is he still streaming? Is he on still? I don't know how even long he streams anymore. See, why doesn't he want to be on camera? So weird. Well, because, I mean, we have... He used to, and I think... I mean...
Alright, so...
I don't know where this is.
So, the fourth girl... So how Manila girls will differ from province girls or girls...
Yeah, I mean, I have
Manila.
like 30. Like 30 videos.
Simply, Manila girls have
Those are just videos, too. I'm sure there's live streams. I'm not going to go through any more, though. I went through these a while ago. Someone got to record one of those consultations. Yeah, you know, I've been curious about those, too. That's funny you say that. That's got to be pure comedy. I'm really... First of all, I'm not sure that they ever truly happen, right? Like, I can't imagine who would listen to his videos and like, oh, I gotta listen to that. Like, I gotta listen to this guy. Maybe it happens. Who knows? I've been surprised about behavior of other people giving him money, so maybe people are. But yeah, I'd love to hear one of his consultations and hear what he would have to say. Like, I'd be like, yeah, that'd be great. He'd be like, dude, don't get handcuffed at the airport. Don't meet a Filipina, man. She might bring her family. You don't even know. And I'm like, oh, dude, I'm just asking you what province I should live in. I didn't say anything about a Filipina or anything. I just want to know, like, do I go to Davao? Do I go to Cebu? Baguio seems cool. Baguio is my favorite city in this country, by the way, guys. And that's a hot take, I know. I know some of you are going to disagree with that. I love Baguio, man. I love the temperature up there. It's so nice to get out of the heat for a while. Let's see, where did I leave off? Where does he shop for clothes? I don't know even how to pronounce this. Uniqlo? I don't know what that is. They specialize in Asian sizes. I don't mean that in a bad way. Whatever the color, so odd he made such a big deal. Yeah, his eyes, is that what we're talking about? Whatever the color, so odd that he made such a big deal about it. I know. I don't, he constantly like blue eyes are like the key to a woman's heart. It's like, it's really weird that he talks about it so much. I wonder what Erica's doing right now. Not hanging out with Jasper, I'll tell you that. Jasper tried to make it sound like they were, like, racist. Oh my god, during that whole saga, that was ridiculous. Jasper tried to say that, like, well, her father found out and didn't want her to date foreigners, and that's what it is. And it's like their culture that they don't date foreigners. And I was like, what are you talking about? So many Filipino families, and he's even said, again, if you listen to that, before it was... Filipinos want to date their own kind, he used to say. He used to say foreigner. First he would say foreigners are like Brad Pitt out here. Then he would say, actually, Filipinos want to just be with Filipinos when he got rejected, and then it's back to like, oh, you're an all-star out here now. This is another opinion that has gone back and forth over and over and over again. His eyes look like piss holes in the snow. Okay, yeah, they're pretty sunken in. He's still streaming 20 watchers. You haven't beat. Yeah, that's pretty funny. That wasn't my goal. I had no idea if anyone was actually going to come in today. Again, I haven't posted in a year, and I've never done a live before. But I just had to do it. Filipino barbers don't usually cut that style. Harry must have gone thorough instructed. A willing barber he happens to find. So you call it a goggle peep in the local. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know anyone that cuts hair like that, so I don't know. Sunshine Shoulders is a complete scammer. He just begged. I really don't. Yeah, like I said, begged for all the money to be burned. Money at a burned out house to his stupid members. I don't. Yeah, it's okay. So he's a YouTuber. Okay, I don't know who that is. He does not show his places as they're all dumps and does not fit the narrative. That's exactly right. No, that's exactly right. And I showed what the studios looked like at the Gramercy when he was there. When he used to claim that he was on the 70th floor penthouse living like a king, I showed what the studios in the Gramercy actually look like. And, I mean, again, could I live there? Yeah, I mean, like, it's not like rat-infested, gross place, right? Like, it's not terrible. But, like, for him to make it seem like he's living in this paradise, like, that was the discrepancy. But yeah, I know he does it under the guise of not wanting to dox himself, but he's shown places before. He'll keep going so his viewers don't jump ship here. Does he know that this is going on? I haven't been in his stream or anything. I don't care. Evander did come in here though, so maybe they do know that I'm streaming. I watched your video about his inheritance debacle. I would say it's pretty likely a guy who disowned a friend over a coke loan, worked at a strip club, and has been to rehab, has or had drug issues. Yeah, I mean, he strikes me as someone who's had drug issues before, but I would never just like openly claim that because I really don't know, but that's like my opinion, right? Like, he strikes me as a guy who's just... He has no... He's just in a teenage mindset. He's never actually matured beyond a teenager. The way he talks, if you listen to the way he talks, like this wannabe little gangster, like, I'm from the streets. The dude's like almost 50, and he still talks that way. And it's just like, you sound so uneducated. You just sound like very low intellect. And he thinks it's cool. Like, I'm from the streets. I'm a street guy. Made no, secret about that. Like, dude, what are you doing? He had a chance to, like, start over in the Philippines. Like, he could have been a whole new, like, himself. Like, best foot forward. Clean slate. And he chose this. Like, this is what he chose. I have cool weather in the mountains. If you live in Baguio or... anywhere, I guess, in the mountains, but like, oh, I love it up there. I've only been up there a couple times, but I love it. I just hate the bus ride up there. It's so windy up that mountain. It just like makes me sick. My daughter threw up on the way up and on the way back down last time we went up there. It was a mess. I said, Grandpa, do you regret not being able to collab with him and tower over him like in Bending Doom? Yeah, I think I would go stay at Camp John Hay on my next trip. I stayed at Airbnbs when I'm up there, but man, finding a quality place in Baguio is rough. Baguio itself is pretty expensive. Like, it's not cheap, and because it's, it's the summer capital of the Philippines or whatever, right? But, like, for what you get up there, it's, like, older infrastructure. It's not that nice. Both times I've been up there 2 times for several weeks at a time, and... both times, the places I stayed just were not that great, and like I just have a harder time, and they're still pretty expensive, and the high quality like places that you can find in Manila, there's few up there, right? There's not as many. Camp John Hay. I think it's pretty expensive too, right? Like I've never. I up there when I did I visit there when I was there? I went to the old mansion, right? The old like governor's mansion or something by the Negativity Cemetery. I think Erica's dad listened to Jasper video and said, "Hell no! If I were Erica's dad and I heard him speaking the way that he was and had my daughter on camera like that, I would say absolutely not. You get out of there immediately." I will not collab with anyone, bro. I'm too toxic now. I don't know if this is actually Sick Grandpa or not. You seem pretty normal in the video I watched the other day. I stand corrected. Put out a PayPal link, bro. Jasper with it. This isn't about the money. Divided we stand. Probably writing down all commenters. Yeah, he's like banning banning anyone who's been in here. If you have commented on this chat, you have already been banned if you weren't. I'm sure you probably were, though. I think it's more likely that you were banned in Jasper's chat than not banned in Jasper's chat. Already, anyway, so it doesn't matter. The vast majority of his channel is focused on educating his viewers on how to navigate moving to the Philippines and minimize mistakes or avoid getting ripped off. I have found his advice invaluable. I've seen this top beats before. Are you honestly suggesting, and this is... I'm really interested. Are you honestly suggesting that Jasper has been beneficial in navigating to the Philippines, like giving advice on navigating to the Philippines from a different country, like minimize mistakes? Like what mistakes? What mistakes coming here? What has Jasper actually talked about here? Do you have a record back in the States? Do you have a record back in the States? We're getting real here. Jasper, is this because of... Jasper reminds me of Jamie Kennedy. And yeah, right? In Malibu's Most Wanted. He's like, don't be hating. Yeah, except I think he's a poorer version of that. Wasn't his dad like a politician in that movie? I told him you were streaming live, and he said he never heard of that channel. Well, that's a lie. He has referenced this channel. It's back in the day, right, when this was happening. He has referenced this channel so much in his live streams. He has talked about this channel almost directly multiple times. He's also emailed me. Or emailed back to me. He knows who this is. He knows this channel exists. I'm almost certain, okay? And again, I cannot prove this because this is not a statistic that I have. I'm almost certain he's watched every single video I've put out. He has made comments about multiple videos. He always thinks he used to, back in the day, he used to think like you're Philly. I don't know who Philly is. But he would say like you're Philly, you're this person, you're that. He used to always think like I was another. He couldn't fathom in his head that like I was not a known YouTuber. In his brain, I was like a known YouTuber starting this side channel. This account made it a couple of days ago. He finally figured it out. This account made it a couple of days ago. He finally figured it out. Yeah. I mean, it really doesn't take much. It really doesn't take much to get banned. You can just ask a question. The fact that you have that account like that right there, like he'll just ban you on that. Like that's why sometimes I wonder if his actual followers are real or not, because he bans people if he doesn't recognize the name immediately. Like he'll ban you, even if you just say anything. And it's like, how do you expect to even grow? Like, how do you expect that like anyone will want to watch you? Yeah, Top Beats. Do you agree with the treatment of Kuya Storm? That's a good question too. You have to question the quality of an expat who only wears wife beater tank tops. I know, right? Almost exclusively Exclusively, even not in the Philippines. Like the pictures that I have from him in California, it's the same exact thing. Exclusively, that's what he wears. I think Jasper is watching this video and melting down on his live at the same time. I don't think he would. I don't think he would say anything on his live. Like he wouldn't acknowledge it, but he would inside of his body just have an absolute just meltdown. But he won't. He won't actually acknowledge it on his stream. Top Beats, I got one of your gifted memberships back in the day, so your heart is in the right place, but he is a grifter. I really don't. I just don't. And if some people find some of what he says useful, that's cool. I don't mind when he says, like, hey, maybe don't send people money immediately. Don't send girls who are asking for money immediately. I don't want anyone to get scammed, right? Like that's not terrible advice. Not everything Jasper says. I mean, the sun shines on a dog's head every once in a while, right? Like he doesn't. He's every once in a while he'll say things that do make sense that are not completely wrong, but it's everything else that ruins it, right? Like. When he says, hey, maybe make sure that this girl isn't just using you, as funding for her life and actually has interest in you, that's not terrible advice. But when he suggests that anyone who comes to the Philippines and meets a woman is just a human he calls it a human ATM machine because he doesn't know that the word machine is in the acronym ATM. That he would say, "Oh, a human ATM machine, dude. They just are. I know it. They're giving thousands of dollars to their Filipinas." It's like, who are you talking to? Who are you even around? Top Beats, maybe Jasper or Kuya. I've seen this. Top Beats, I'm pretty sure, has commented on videos previously. I'm pretty sure we disagreed. I don't know if it was about the Philippines not being as nice as it's presented by a lot of vloggers videos. I don't remember what they were, but I do remember he has commented before. I've seen that name. I don't know who it. I have no idea who it is, but yeah. I'm pretty sure like he doesn't talk like Jasper, or he doesn't type like Jasper does, but I have no idea. His wife beater t-shirt should be white with the Kool-Aid stains. No, man. Rolls Royce, man. Come on. What are you talking about? He's not some chump. He's got the luxury wife beaters on. Fruit of the loom. Rolls Royce. Emailed back to you. Have you considered making a video of the emails? Philly is Philly in the Philippines. Philly. There's a Jasper in the Philippines and a Philly in the Philippines. So Jasper wasn't even original. Who was first? Was it Philly or was it Jasper? So Philly in the Philippines. I'm hoping it was Philly in the Philippines, right? Because there's Philly in the Philippines who's been making videos, and then you have Jasper's like, man, what do I name this channel? I don't even know. There's Philly in the Philippines. I can be Jasper in the Philippines. That's what I'm going to do. There's not a creative bone in this guy's body, I'm telling you. Yeah, there's some streetwise advice in there. It's not, again, there's some things sprinkled in that are not terrible. How does a channel with 60K subs only get the same 25's guy? Yeah, I mean, that's, again, this is the interesting thing about his channel, man, and I've said this earlier in the stream, but I just don't believe a lot of his growth is organic. I don't believe that his channel really has, especially as fast as it was growing before. I just didn't see it. There was no other indication except for sub count. In terms of engagement on the channel, nope, wasn't there. In terms of concurrent viewers or any type of people in the chat, nope, didn't make any sense in his live streams. So I just don't. All signs point to him not paying for him paying for some subs. This live is awesome. Thank you. It's nice when people can actually, I mean, this has been a long time coming. I think just because people can't say anything even remotely negative in that dude's channel, and for the fact like there's just so much to critique. I have probably been banned 20 times. Oh my god, awesome. For what? I agree with that. What do you think about the Kuya Storm situation? To me, he was a diehard supporter who has shown no loyalty. Who was shown no loyalty? Yeah. Okay. So I'm not sure if you're asking me. I have talked about this earlier in the live stream. It's one of the things I started with. I mean, that was the whole reason I've done this live stream today. Right? Was because of the way that he went off yesterday. I can't believe he should be like. If I were in Jasper's shoes, okay, and somebody else that had been supporting my channel started streaming, I would be like, hey guys, go check him out. Like go support that guy, see what he has to say, see if you like what he has to say, and go check it out, right? Like I'd be trying to drive traffic towards that person. I would think that would be the normal reaction to a lot of people, like, oh, thanks, oh, you're doing one too, cool, man, yeah, here, let me see if I can help you out and get you going, especially the way that he's gotten it right with Legion of Men. But his reaction was just the complete opposite. Like, you're taking food out of my mouth, dude. You are taking money from me. How could you possibly overlap with my live stream? That, when someone asked him, what time do you stream? He said, whenever the hell I want, or whatever. Like, he didn't even have a set time. So I'm like, how is this dude supposed to even know when you're going live? Like, he's supposed to just be off before you start. Like, and again, the second thing, like, you were allowing banned people from my chat in yours. I can't believe it. It's like, dude, how many people have you banned? Thousands. It's got to be over 1,000 people banned from Jasper's chat. Like, over 1,000 accounts. I would not be surprised. Like, over under 1,000, I would bet over 1,000. And so for him to be like, well, you can't have anyone banned in your chat from my chat. Like, how were you to even know? Like, how would you even know what to do? It was so wrong on so many levels for him to berate him on stream and act like a child sitting down and wherever he was sitting. Like, just showing his maturity level on top of that and being like, oh, don't play the victim, when literally Jasper is playing the victim. You get a monthly paycheck, man, you get a monthly paycheck. What about me? Like, oh, like, literally saying, like, any money you make, like, you don't need it, I need it. That's the inference that he's making. Oh, okay, you guys are typing too. I got to stop going on these tangents, answering questions. Let's see. Still deciding Cebu or Davao. Have you been to either? If you had your choice for a single guy, which is better? Started in Cebu. I started in Cebu here, so I was there for a year and a half. I lived in IT Park. Okay, I have a condo being built in Cebu still currently right now. I'll tell you, Cebu to me, and other people will disagree with this, and that's totally fine. Cebu was a bit disappointing to me. There's stuff to do. I really like the traffic and like the density of Cebu compared to Manila is like night and day, man. You can get to where you're going in Cebu. The furthest that I ever went was like, aside from Moabal, because we went to Moabal to scuba dive. But aside, like, if staying in Cebu City, like proper, we went to New Star right after it was built. So we'd go to the casino, and not too far from IT Park. Take 20 or 30 minutes depending on traffic, but you're moving the entire time. That's the furthest you're going. And you're passing like SMC side to get there and everything. I did not mind it. I do have a condo being built there, so I didn't, I liked it enough for that. Davao, I've considered Davao a bit. I've never been down there. It's apparently a little bit hotter. The quakes don't scare me, but they're a little bit more of a concern to me. It's supposed to be great down there. It's supposed to be clean. Supposed to be in like Davao, like actual Davao, like supposed to be safe, really safe, right? Because they don't mess around down there because of the terrorist attacks in northern Mindanao. So like it's supposed to be great. So I mean I would seriously, I would check them both out and I would look. I will say this about Cebu. I think it's going to be a night and day difference between Cebu and Davao in terms of cleanliness. In Cebu, they just don't, in my experience, they just don't keep things up there. They really don't. Even when I lived in IT Park, there's a pyramid in the middle of IT Park. Super nice looking pyramid. It's glass, and it's just been sitting there abandoned for years. No one's done anything with it. I think a typhoon went, and I don't think, and either knocked out a window or something, and it's been abandoned for years. No one's done anything about it. So there's stuff like that where they just don't keep up their environment. They throw trash a lot of places. I used to go to the public market at Carbon in the morning, pretty dirty. I still like going. I was the only foreigner there in the morning, which is fun. But like, you know, it's cool. I would definitely give them both a chance and see. I think there's enough of a difference to where you should visit both, and you should see what you think. What happened to expat trash? That's a good question. I was enjoying some of those. I have the Jasper video. I have the expat trash Jasper video. So I mean I'm glad I saved that. But I did not expect that channel. That channel was very interesting when it popped up. I was like, oh, this person's using like AI. This person's going through it. And I don't know what the deal was. I don't know if it was copyright or what the deal was. And where that went. Did several vids on Jasper. Yeah. You're probably smart for not answering that question because Jasper would ban you in spite of your past generosity. Oh, yeah. If Jasper finds out that Top Beats says anything negative about him here, he's done. I got to catch up on all these. Sorry, hold on. You guys are typing a lot faster than you were. Jasper looks like Garbage Pail Kid's card from the 90s. Philly and the Phils hosted a large stream with other YouTubers harping about Jasper. Jasper and Philly have since kissed and made up. Didn't know that. Not Jasper and Philly. Once you start asking too many questions or what he perceives as taking, his limelight, the band. I mean, you can ask him anything that even if you, like, he's like, I asked the questions in the stream. The first ban came when I announced I was leaving the chat. What is Jasper's real name? I've heard rumors. I have no confirmation. What the fuck is there something wrong with broadcasting when you want? Or broadcasting when you want. Rarely does any YouTuber have a fixed schedule. The problem is when you tell another YouTuber that they were streaming in your, like, you streamed when I streamed, man, how dare you? But you don't even have a consistent schedule? Like, for you to berate someone for streaming when you stream, but you don't even have, like, a set schedule, that's a problem. His friend and supporter was even dutifully posting the link to Jasper's memberships. Yeah, see, Jasper is like Adolf of YouTube. Did Adolf ban people? It's more a Stalin thing, I think, right? Awesome, you're back. Hope you pump out some new videos. Yeah, man, that hasn't been... I mean, it's been a year. I really haven't been... Again, I haven't watched his stuff. I don't know enough about what he's doing. It got too repetitive for me. Hey, he treated Kuya Storm like he probably treats his girl. As the short says, there's no way he hasn't hit a woman before. I'm telling you, Matt. I can't imagine being in a relationship... Like, a woman being in a relationship with Jasper. Imagine... just disagreeing with him on anything. On anything. I can't imagine he would ever take any disagreement as like, oh, okay, let's talk about this like adults. Imagine that. Imagine having to like negotiate what you're going to eat or what you're going to do or what you're going to watch like with Jasper. Like imagine trying to like live your life like that. You would have to just out of like fear just be like, I'm not going to say anything. Like, what kind of life would that be? Like, no, this guy's going to go off. I'm not even going to do it. Let's see. Oh, wow. You guys are going now. We got more traffic in here? I didn't even look. Yeah, he treated Kuya. I already said that. Jasper's out of touch. He calls Makati, Mandaluyong, and Paranake. I don't even know how to say Paranake. Living in the province. Yeah, I know, right? He talks about living in the province and then says or Aklan like Barakai. Like he has experience living in the province because he lived or visited the beach at Barakai. Like he calls that the province. That's what he says it is. Harmless and unentertaining unless you paid for an hour to hear his advice. That would be a PTSD inducing hour. I'm telling you, man. I'd like to hear it though. He was disowned for yelling at his mom for the sin of trying to sign him up for health insurance. I didn't call her name. Sure, he said I didn't call her out by her name. Again, there are pieces missing to that story, man. I'm telling you. That story. I'm not even going to go off on a tangent on that right now. There's a lot. Like it went from like, hey, I'm going to buy you health insurance to it went from like, hey, I want to buy you health insurance to now I'm not talking to you anymore. Like, but it was like Jasper's like, I didn't do anything. I don't know why. She would just basically just go from that to that. Like that no, something didn't add up there. Jasper's current video has been deleted. Like his live stream, he probably stopped streaming live and then he hides them. Try to visit the province. Zambales has nice beaches. Yeah, I've never been to Zambales either. In the Philippines, he definitely in room. Davao is fine getting a bit of traffic now, though. I still want to go visit down there. I still haven't been there. I don't know that there's, an extensive amount of things to do down there, but I think that it would still be cool to see. Spent 10 years, middle of northern Luzon province. Love it. Is that like Laguna? I don't have a map in front of me. I don't know. Like the Laguna area? Is that... Oh, northern Luzon. Not central Luzon. You need to do a video on Q Adventure. Yeah, see, I just don't have the time to sit there and get familiar with another dude. Like, I don't have time for Jasper. I was in the Phils for nearly a month in May 2023. Cebu was disappointing for me, but Angeles City was much more disappointing. I liked Makati and Bohol the best, but I wouldn't want to live in Bohol. Bohol seems like it would be a little bit like it has to import everything, right? So you have less convenience living there. It's probably nice, right? Like it's probably nicer, a little less developed. But yeah, Cebu disappointing. Angeles. I've looked in Pampanga to be like, because houses in Pampanga are like much more affordable than other places. Let's just say that, right? So much more than obviously Metro Manila or even around here or even south of Manila, like Nuvali or anything in Laguna, anything around there. Pampanga seemed very reasonable for what you got, but I'm like, man, I have to be around the red light district again. And that might be okay for like single dudes if you guys are coming here and stuff like that. That might be a good spot to go. You can party and stuff, but I'm not that old. Like, I'm 35, but I don't want to be around a red light district. I'm married. I have a kid. Like, I'm not about to just have my kid growing up around a red light district like that's normal, right? Like, that was one of my big, peeves of Thailand, is that in most major places in Thailand, there's a red light district, and it's very normal there. And I just didn't like that. I'm like, man, I don't want to raise a kid around that where this is just, a normal thing. I have never... and I'm a moderator, witness Jasper banning someone without just cause. Top beats, now you're getting... That's a ridiculous statement to make. Hold on a minute. Many people come onto his channel to play gacha or ask stupid questions only to play games. I've seen people banned for not putting a picture up on their profile, for not... even if they're not really saying anything. If they won't... He's like, identify yourself. Are you a man or a woman? What's your name? He's like, ASL, bro. Like, if you don't answer him, he'll ban you. You shouldn't have to answer him. Like, you shouldn't be required to answer his questions in order to not get banned. There's a lot of ridiculous things. I saw someone asking if when he was in Cebu, if he went to see the Cross of Magellan. I think they asked about the Cross of Magellan, and they asked if he went to, anywhere when he was there. And he got mad because he hadn't gone anywhere, and basically the person had asked, hey, did you go see this? They were actually genuinely curious. And he banned them for asking, did you go to the Cross of Magellan, and did you go to New Star? I think he took offense that, someone, I think he thought that they were exposing him for not have actually gone anywhere when he was in Cebu, which he didn't. I'm a former U.S. Army Ranger, doubtful, and Green Beret, no you're not, who now lives in Cebu. I'm on my own, man. I will defend the man from BS broadcasts like this. Highly doubtful, man. I'm a U.S. Army Ranger and Green Beret. I don't think that true Army Rangers and Green Berets have to throw in a completely irrelevant conversation that they're former U.S. Army Rangers and Green Berets. And if you actually are, because I'm former Navy, right? I don't feel the need to sit here and be like, well, I was in the Navy and I'm going to talk. Like, there's no real nuclear engineer in the Navy. Who cares? I was in cybersecurity in the Navy. I was in two different jobs. Like, I don't feel the need to sit here and qualify what I'm saying by saying those things. So I find that odd. I called Q Adventures last year, bro. Scammer all the way. Don't know who that is. I got banned from his lives because I commented here. There's a good one. Yeah, totally justified. Where am I? I am way behind, aren't I? 20 million pesos for 30 used scooters. Worse, 40 watchers. I have contacts with all the resorts. Yeah, right. Sure, bro. I've seen him while living in BGC. He's changed his appearance and has a beard now. Well, I have not seen him ever. You can see his live videos because you're banned from seeing them. You can see his live videos because you're banned from seeing them? I don't know if he moves them to members only or what he does with that. Sick Grandpa also cues interviews. Underage Filipina seem real. Don't know. No one cares. This broadcast makes my earlier stated point. There is a contingent of people who come on the channel with the express purpose of slamming his channel. What is the purpose of slamming his channel, Top Beats? Like, how could it be that there are so many people that have an issue with Jasper? What is it about Jasper that is so polarizing? Jasper is highly, I would say, unreasonable when it comes to his demeanor, when it comes to what he tolerates in his chat. I have been banned once for saying that the food in the Philippines is not Western standard of food. And he just said that, like, I didn't know what I was talking about, that there's Vikings buffet, there's a Nobu, and that I was wrong and he was right. And I got literally banned for saying that. So I don't know, this whole, like, everyone who's been banned deserves it. I have seen way too many times that is not the case. This guy purposely misrepresents information but watches every live stream Jasper has. I really haven't. I mean, I've literally, again, I think if you look at my channel, I haven't made a video in a year. I happened to jump in his live stream yesterday, and that's why I'm on today for the first time ever. You mean kind of like how Jasper slams all the channels he hates? It's constant. Old dog sitting, farting on his couch. All he does is talk about people who are like more successful than him, and he tries to play it off like he actually is a better channel. Have you been to the red zone? Is it really dangerous? Is that the red light district or the red zone? I'm not sure what that reference is. I'm sure that if you're referring to the red light district, I'm sure it comes with its own set of risks that you should probably watch out for. I believe his mother was advising him to apply for public assistance to qualify for, medical. It's Medicaid, and he got upset. He does not have coverage as he has no job and will certainly qualify for public assistance. Honestly, what the deal was is I believe he was self-employed, right? Considered self-employed since he was reselling phones. And he would have to pay the entire premium. He has no employer to split the premium with him, and so he never got health insurance, right? Now, look, if people don't have health insurance or they can't afford health insurance, there's no reason to shame people, okay? However, he presents himself as a high earner. I've said this before. He's called himself a high earner. Jasper constantly talks about how he was so successful, but I've never once heard of a person say, I don't have health insurance. My mother was going to buy me health, or was going to enroll me in health insurance, and I was very excited. And these are his exact words from his video. So he couldn't afford it on his own. He was very excited to be getting it. It was something he wanted. And he got upset that they tried to apply, like they applied him for Medicaid. Now, was it cool of them to do that without, like, consulting him? Probably not. Probably not the coolest thing, especially if they had talked about getting him a plan. But at the same time, like, Jasper's all upset that his mother was, when he's in his 40s, that his mother wasn't going to pay for his health insurance. Like, he talks about, like, oh, well, I don't want any government handouts, but he was more than willing to have his mother pay for it, right? I wish Kuya Storm was here to witness the support for him. Yeah, I tried. I commented yesterday as that was happening on his live stream, and I don't know if he removed it. I don't know if YouTube just sort of, because even in my videos, they'll, like, not publish all. Some of you guys will write things, and I'll have to release them, right? All the comments, I don't care what they say, I will always, like, release them, because they'll go to a, like, these aren't showing yet, right? Like, YouTube filters, they're like, this might be spam, this might, not be a nice thing, and I'm like, I don't care. As long as it's not, like, some type of spam, and then I'll release it. I haven't really had spam. So, I mean, I don't know if that happened on his channel or what, but, like, even the stuff that I said to him yesterday, he was deleting, so. Evander has a hard-on for Jasper. Evander seems to defend him quite a bit. I don't know. How long has Evander been around? I land in Manila in the come to the airport and tell me about my. Oh, here we go. So Evander's this type of person. I land in Manila on the 28th. Come to the airport and tell me about my hard-on, sir. Oh my God. Like, they're children, man. These guys are children. They act like kids. Jasper, get off your burner account. No one cares. Like, all right, how far off am I? I gotta stop. I'm way off. You guys are going off on each other here. Okay, hold on. I don't know what the issue is or was with Kuya Storm, but it sounds like a bunch of no-life losers who are acting like women on a soap opera. Well, yeah, well, welcome to the Jasper chat. Evander, what else do you think of Kuya Storm dressing down? Ayala Alaban, yeah. The parts of Nuvali are nice. Not cheap. Batangas has some nice beaches. Dude, it's because of people like you that I personally believe he's hypersensitive to issue. Nobody is perfect, and many times it's funny to me. It sure is funny, but it's not because of people like me. He's been like this he's a 47, 48-year-old man. He has no self-control, okay? He cannot take even a minor disagreement with him. Me and Warren defended Storm and said he had different audience than Jasper. Mr. Larry, stop acting like this. This is a yes man situation. Top Eats is 100% a Green Beret. Yeah, have you met him before? I mean, you can back each other up in here, but I don't know. You've thrown in your Navy multiple times. When? You watch my videos, Evander? No, you might have stood up for Evander. I agree with that stance. Green Berets get old too. I made that statement because somebody accused me of being Jasper. Got it. Ranger class. Okay, I don't care about your Ranger class. Served at 3rd Battalion, 12 Central. Okay, cool. Navy boy. Oh, cool. Good insult, man. You can ask Storm if I stood up for him asking and said, I'm trying to get through these quicker. Yeah, Evander and Top Beats aren't Jasper, full stop. I wonder what will happen if the Che goes, don't know. I still push 3 wheels at 64 years old. You're 64 and you talk like this, man? Dude, you're 64. You can tell the maturity level of the Jasper fans, man. It is, like, extremely young. He's literally wiping away his audience by banning so much. Well, look at, I mean, like, abrasive. That's one of the best words that you can use. You don't even have to say much at all. You can literally use the word abrasive, and that is a great way to describe how Jasper is. All good. So he has some sort of personality disorder. He exudes tons of arrogance, and he's deeply insecure. He's very insecure. You can tell by the way that he acts. He cannot handle disagreement. He's very insecure. He talks about weird things like his eye color, his height, how attractive he is to women. Like, it matters to him what people like say. Jasper, in my opinion, doesn't care about what other people think about his channel and runs it the way in which he sees fit. If he didn't care, he wouldn't ban over 1,000 people. That's just not. It's not correct. Glad you were watching all the channels. Exactly right, Evander. Seriously. He recently was talking about AI and how will it affect the Philippines. He has a very poor understanding of how AI works. You know why he said that? Because Mergem made the same exact video and it got like 64,000 views. And so he decided that the Philippines is losing its BPO industry was the exact title that he stole from Mergem about a week later, hoping that he could hop onto that like success and get extra views. That's why he made that video. He has no idea what he's talking about. Mergem doesn't even really know what he's talking about. But Jasper definitely doesn't know what he's talking about. Something tells me that Jasper ordered a new mocha to watch this live. A matcha, maybe? Not a mocha. I did think that the food in the Philippines was better than I expected it to be. Jasper is definitely too trigger happy about banning people, though. Hey, that's fine. I don't know where you went in the Philippines, and honestly, when I moved from Cebu up to Manila, the food here is better. Actually, Baguio, the food is better than I expected. I thought Baguio was going to be a little bit more secluded because it's up in the mountains, but Baguio's food is good. So I had no problem with that. The problem was I was saying, hey, the food in Cebu really is much lower quality. You need to be very careful, and he just was not having that. High earner, exactly. He strikes me as basically a deadbeat child of a rich family. All the drama he had with his sibling is common as they compete for handouts and get irate at the idea of getting less than the other. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how well off his family is. He acts like he doesn't. He's never had money though, for real. Like he is too worried about $2 to seem like he comes from money. His business sounds like a joke. Flipping used cell phones. Again, I don't care what people do for work, right? But for him to be like, I was ultra successful. I was an entrepreneur. No, you weren't, man. Come on. His stance on food in the Philippines is weird. You can get good food in the Philippines. There is a TGIF here. There is a TGIF here. Yeah, but food quality is generally poor. Yeah, depending on where you go. I know it's very, again, he'll say Vikings Buffet and Nobu exists, therefore the food here is great. It's amazing how people will invest time in their lives in combing through another person's life only to create a YouTube channel to interpret what they think they've found out and then drop it. Smeh. It's amazing that someone will make live saying the same exact thing every day and you'll defend it. The selling phone thing, exactly the sort of job someone involved in shady dealings would say, while his roommate gets disowned for not paying back an 8-ball loan. Like, it really does seem like it's like a sketchy thing. Newsflash, not Jasper in the Philippines. You, bud, are acting like a kid. How am I acting like a child? I don't understand that. No one is going to the airport. Put out the link and have Jasper come to his live. Sick Grandpa Legend. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that Jasper greatly exaggerates the physical attractiveness of the women that he has dated in his life. Yeah, he's talked about, like, I dated dancers and all this stuff. Like, he exaggerated, like, the attractiveness of Mary Rose and Erica. He said they were like 8s. 8s and 9s. I think he said Mary Rose or something at one point was a 10. Like, that's questionable, friend. Questionable. We're chatting in We're chatting in on YouTube Top Beats. It's a vice. We aren't curing cancer here. Jasper's 48. Yep, that's right. Steve Jones, short. Not Jasper in the Philippines. Yes, I've watched one of my videos where you were talking about being in the Navy. That's being a hypocrite. No, what was the context of that? Which video? What was the context? Were we like, hey, Jasper bans people for no reason? I'm a Green Beret, and I don't agree with that. Is that what I did? Did I go, hey, I think Jasper's giving bad information. I'm in the Navy, and I don't agree with him. Is that like he gave me credibility, or was it like in passing? Sounds like Frank. Murdrum took a video from Jasper. Jasper took one from Murdrum. Which one? If YouTube doesn't, if YouTube people don't own ideas, it's YouTube people don't own ideas. Now, which video did Murdrum take from Jasper? I can't wait for Jasper to talk about the coming Philippines real estate crash. Yeah, okay. So is Murdrum. He is Asian now. There's plenty of YouTubers that have said it. Yeah, because they don't know what they're talking about. They think that because... See, here's the thing. Let's talk about this for a minute. I'm getting towards the end of the messages finally. I think I'm catching up. So is Murdrum. Yeah, Jasper is probably lurking on here now. I offered to meet Jasper when he was in Cebu staying in a 1,000 peso a night studio. Oh, big baller. Condo at Horizons 101. Told him I'd go to Horizons and wait for him. He took a flight back to Manila the next day. Mary Rose was an at average. Best. Erica is a 6 at 5. Yeah, 6.5 at best. Yeah, that's about right. Manila Airport, 28th. Oh my God, Evander! Like you. This is Jasper Jr. at this point. Like, come get me, bro. Come on, I'm gonna fight you. I'm a grown man, and I'm gonna fly to another country, and we're gonna fight. Comment on real. Like you're not emotionally mature enough to actually handle someone disagreeing with you online. That you're like, I can fight you. Like that's just you're so immature. How old are you, dude? You and Kuya Storm probably have a lot in common. Kuya was on a submarine. I did not go on a submarine, so that's cool. Observed him many times. Subs are scary, man. Observed him many times in BGC. Sticks out big time. Black Los Angeles t-shirt or shirt. Long white shorts past his knees. Eyes are on him, and he doesn't know it. Sadly, Mary Rose's attempt to do YouTube was garbage. Didn't keep following that. Let me talk about this real quick because they talked about the real estate crash, right? And this is the interesting thing. There's this big to do about real estate in the Philippines right now. It is not crashing, okay? It's not crashing. And here's what the problem is, okay? You have a lot of YouTubers. You have a lot of YouTubers who don't know what they're talking about. So you have a lot of YouTubers who are like, hey, people are selling their condos for less than what developers are currently asking. They're actually losing money. People are selling at a loss. There are fire sales going on. They're like, oh, they're desperate. That is not the case at all. First of all, the real estate agents, quote unquote, here in the Philippines use these terms to make it seem like you're getting a better deal than you actually are. Okay, so they'll say fire sale, need a quick sale. They'll use these sort of terms, right? So they do that to generate like interest. First of all, second of all, this is how it works. Okay, there's condos that are being built. This is almost always what happens. Okay, they're pre-selling a condo at a much cheaper price than what they're going to eventually sell the condo for if you were to buy when you could as a turnkey, right? So you buy it 4 years out, you lock in your price that the developer gives you, which is much, much lower than what it's going to be later. As time goes on, see, here's the problem though, you have to wait. So you're paying on a condo, like actually I am right now. Like I said earlier, I have one in Cebu being built, and 2 years ago, it's been 2 years and a couple months now, I have a condo being built. It's a 2-bedroom. And I've been paying on it, just as the down payment. So you have to pay 20% down payment over 4 years while it's being built. Okay, so you're basically funding the construction as it happens. Now, because this happens, you get a heavily discounted rate because of the time that you have to wait to get into this place. Now, once it starts getting closer, as of right now, they have increased the price. The asking price from the developer has gone up a lot over 2 years. There's still another year or two left before this condo is done. And so the prices go up. So if I wanted to sell my 2-bedroom without it's not even done yet, okay? I could essentially raise the price 3 to 4 million pesos more than I paid for it, than I locked in for, because I don't even have 20% down yet. I can raise the price 3 million, 4 million, and still come under about 2 million less than what the developer is asking. Okay? I make 2 to 3 million after all the fees and everything if I were to sell it on it. Now it looks like, oh, he's taking a loss because he's actually selling it under asking. No, I locked in a much lower rate earlier. So this is what people are doing. They're turning these condos over and they're making a quick buck. and just by having reserved it early. So they're not losing money. Everyone's like, oh, these people are losing money. This is what's happening. Oh, the real estate market is crashing. And then people will say, you, instead of going directly to the developer, you should be buying on the secondary market. You should be buying from these people who are undercutting the developer. And I said, okay, that's fine. If you want to be in that specific building, then that's the way to go. Or the best way to do it, as soon as they start offering properties in a condo that they're going in a pre-built condo that's not built yet, you lock in the lowest price. You go ahead and say, I want this unit. You usually get the first pick if they're just starting to open up units for purchase. And that's where you get the lowest price. Pay on it for a little bit, put a down payment down, pay on it for a little bit. You can flip it if you want. If not, you have locked in the lowest rates. Everyone who's saying you should buy on the secondary market is completely missing the point of buying so early that you would be the one making the profit on the secondary market. So it drives me nuts. Like, I just see people who don't know what they're talking about. Let's see. I'll go back to this now. Hi, Jasper. I know you're listening. If you disagree with someone on YouTube, you should be able to have a conversation in person. Mr. Brevis said he would meet up with me. I'll allow him to. If you disagree with someone on YouTube, you should be able to have a conversation in person. So you're someone that's like, well, you cannot accept that someone disagrees with you online. Jasper is taking notes about your information. Yeah, well, I doubt it. You're exactly right. 10 to 20K on a 200K condo pre-ordered, and it goes up from there. That is the best way to do it. I'm telling you, these YouTubers are like, I can't tell if Mergen was trying to sell condos. Like, it seemed like at the end of his video, he was like, if you're looking to buy a condo, if you're looking to sell a condo, contact me. It looked like he was trying to, like, insert himself into the transaction to make money. And I'm not sure that that was the intention of the entire video or what. But the best way to make money here on real estate, or to get the lowest price of real estate, is to buy a pre-selling condo early in the development process. Everyone who's saying you need to buy on the secondary market is, if you're dead set on a building, then fine. Like, okay, if you need to be in that building. Otherwise, it's in your best interest to just wait. If you can afford it, if you can afford to pay on one while you're living somewhere else, you should do it. That is the way. And so this real estate here is quite high, right? Especially compared to Thailand and Malaysia. It definitely is. But this market is not crashing. And BGC is different than anywhere in Thailand and Malaysia. Jasper looks like a 1970s Russian dancer. I don't know if that's good or bad. So make a video saying you disagree with them. It's YouTube. Someone's trash because they're saying the market is crashing. Didn't say they were trash. I'm saying they're wrong. I have a real job, Evander. This is the first time in a year that I've been really in. This is the longest I've been. I've dedicated to this topic of Jasper in over a year. Shouldn't you be sending Jasper $20? Evander's probably already done it. Prices of real estate prices is irrelevant if you're going to live in it, as you'll pay whatever you think is fair. It's the people who are over leveraged and tend to flip. That's right, or rent out. Right. So the ROI. Now that part we can certainly talk about. The ROI of investing and then renting out certainly isn't great. It's not great in the U.S. right now either, right? Because the prices went up so high, like it just skyrocketed recently. So real estate to rent out right now isn't all that great. I would say it's worse in the Philippines than it is in the U.S. It's a better deal to probably rent in the U.S., right? Or to rent out a unit in the U.S. But yeah, no, I don't disagree with that. Now the ROI for a condo here might not be good. But this whole the market's crashing nonsense, like Jasper saying, well, I got my condo for $30,000, it was $55,000. It's just that's nonsense. That's not true. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, if he was live, I would. Why do you need a loan? I don't think so, Evander. I don't think it says a whole lot about your money situation that you're willingly or your intelligence for that matter, that you're giving money to Jasper. You'll be another one of these guys, Evander. I don't know how long you've been around, but you'll just be another one of these little pay pigs that he has. I heard that term the other day and I liked it, so I'm going to keep using it. But you'll be one of these guys who pays him for a while, and then you'll eventually move on. This live is more lit than Jaspy's. Thank you. The company is better in this one. He bans all the cool people. Months of unsold inventory is telling a gloomier story. Now that's true too. So we can talk about that. There's certainly unsold inventory. Now let's talk about what that means, though, right? So it would take 36 months. Now him and Mergem both got this wrong in their videos. It would take 36 months to introduce all either unbuilt and built condos into the market right now in terms of getting them all filled. They're saying 36 months. That's unfinished and finished units, right? So I understand that is the case. That does not, it means that they are essentially, there are units that need to be introduced into the market still. Now, there are a lot of people also, they were talking about this, there's a lot of people say there's not people in my building. First of all, I'd be interested to see how they know that. But second of all, there are a lot of Filipino OFWs who make more money than Filipinos here. They invest in condos here, right? They're not living in the condos because they are abroad. They're sending money back and they have invested in these condos. This happens all the time. A lot of the Filipinos, higher earners, are abroad. That's where they're getting a lot of their money. That's where they're making money. And so they're investing in condos as well. Just because they're not living there does not mean that it's like some crazy phenomenon. Like, they're abroad still making money. Yeah, you're usually buying before they even break ground on a project. It can be risky in Asia. Definitely. So you have to fund. So part of that is you funding the construction, right? I mean, that's happening. And so, yes, that's risky because what if they don't finish? Whatever you've paid, it's just gone, right? So that's true. So again, you're getting a discount based on that risk in the Philippines. You are getting it much cheaper the earlier on in the construction that you buy. 43 watching. Actual landlord here. The 1% rule is intact regardless of your country. You should be able to rent it at a monthly rate of 1% of the purchase price, or it's not a good investment. I'd be curious to see if that applies here. Or like you could get that here. I doubt it. I really doubt it in a lot of places here. So again, the ROI for rental real estate might not be that great. If you want to buy to live in it, you can do just fine. And I'll tell you, a lot of this too is it's YouTubers, and we talked about this earlier in the stream. I said it's a very low barrier of entry to come into the Philippines and be here, right? So you have people who've never really had that much money, who can come here and live, or have a little bit of retirement so they can live. And there's a reason why these people come here. You can live cheaper a lot of the time. Now, these people, YouTubers and people retiring, are getting priced out of even a Philippine market, right? And so they think that's wrong. Like, oh, I went to this developing country and I can't afford living here. BGC, there is quite a bit of demand to live in BGC. BGC is unlike anything that you go to Thailand, you're not going to get a BGC. You go to Malaysia, you're not going to get a BGC. There's nothing that is exactly like BGC anywhere else. BGC is pretty unique in that regard. And so the expats come here. You get Japanese people, Korean people, you get Westerners that come here, Chinese, and they're willing to pay the premium to be like, especially like someone like me, right? I have a family, all right? I'm close to all, if I wanted to send to actual decent schools here, they're here. There are several good schools in BGC. We can walk places with a stroller in BGC, and it actually, like the sidewalk isn't all broken up. It's not like that just about anywhere else. The sidewalks are terrible all over. We can go around, my wife can go out at night and we just feel completely safe, like it's no problem. Like BGC is a pretty special area, and they charge a premium, and people are getting priced out of that market. People that don't really have that much money because they can't afford a $300,000 or $400,000 condo, and they're upset about it. So you're getting that a lot. These guys are sending so much money to Jasper's channel, crack me up, knowing he's laughing later. Yeah, I don't get it. And like, look, as soon as you do something Jasper doesn't like, he turns on you, like he just did with Kuya Storm. What is the best place in Cebu to live walking distance to malls? Okay, so I lived in IT Park. I did not like that mall. That Central Ayala is what it's called. I thought the Metro downstairs was pretty not great. Their produce was rotten a lot of the time. Their meat section was bad. I liked the mall in Business Park the best. I liked the mall in Business Park, and I liked SM, SM City there, right? I liked both of those. And you have the hypermarket or the hypermarket, I think, in SM City. But I don't know that I really want to live around there. I'd say Business Park is nicer. I liked IT Park for certain things, but I ended up taking a quick cab ride into Business Park for like the mall. Evander could be the next Kuya. Yeah, who knows? Let's see. I'll tell him he's wrong. The way I told you he's wrong about Storm not having his own audience. It's simple in the Philippines. Have a conversation with someone and don't assoy. I heard I heard his elite Filipino with an American salary has elite friends. Yeah, there you go. I'm sure they'll hook you up, Evander. So you're saying Kuya is not his own man. Other factor is balloon payments upon turnover. Most Filipinos are still debt averse, so they pay cash, especially OFW. Yeah, they were talking about interest rates here as well. You know what's funny is that the interest rates in the Philippines have not skyrocketed in proportion to what the U.S. just went through, right? So the U.S. During COVID times, you could get a 3.5% mortgage. I got that back in 2015. I got a 3.25%, but then at COVID it went back down again, even like around that, right? So in COVID you get like that. Now it's 6%, 7%, and the interest rates in the Philippines are like 7-8%. Not low, right? But not much more than what it is in the U.S. right now. That would be 12% before expenses. You will generally lose about half to expenses, maintenance, taxes, no rent, months, etc. So that brings you to 6% annual return. Yeah, and condo dues too. Twist my words all you want. Storm and Jasper both know where I stand in the situation that he had. That it happened. Business Park or IT Park if it's for your first visit. If you're visiting, Oh, sorry, I guess you're asking, okay, Billy, maybe you guys are having a side conversation. I would just say IT Park because you can walk to the, what's it called? Oh my God. Why can't I think? It's right outside of Avita Towers. It's the food court out there outside. It's got Steve's Lechon. Go get Steve's Lechon. You want some decent food? Go get Steve's Lechon and go to Yuka. Go to Yuka in IT Park. That's got good Korean food. How do you find distressed sellers in BGC? I think I would consider my landlord a distressed seller, honestly, just because I'm renting right now and in BGC here. My landlord has been trying to sell this condo since before I moved in, but I think they're asking too much, and I don't think they're going to budge. Kuya was alone on a submarine for so long that he didn't realize what naval Jasper was. I think his conscience will bring him around. Will your conscience bring you around? Oh, you guys are going at it here. Some of the best schools in the country in BGC, like British International, exactly. Man, they're expensive though. That's college tuition prices right there. I took a look, just because I was considering staying here, right? Like, I was just gonna make this home and just stay here. But man, we're gonna homeschool anyways, even when we go back to the U.S. But like, if I wanted to send her to school here, it's like $10,000 a year to go to that British International. Looks pretty nice, but it's a bit much, man. .43 watching. Jasper's intellectual growth stopped in 5th grade. His interests are limited to whatever posters He probably had hanging in his bedroom when he was 10. Yeah, I mean, it was probably wrestlers. Like, he's probably into Sable and stuff when he was 10. That's probably a little bit after he was 10. Segbo Mercado. That's exactly right. Sugbo. Mercado. Joe, thank you for that. I could not think of what the name of that place was. And I've been there a million times. When I lived in IT Park, I stayed at Avita Reala. They were still building the 34 Park, was it 34 Park Avenue, the one next to it, right like outside of where the hub is there. Mortgage terms in the Phils are much shorter than the West, 10 years at most. I think they do 20. Maybe they're less common, but they as a whole, I think, are definitely shorter. See, I'm signing off for the evening. Please don't ban me for announcing I am leaving. Okay, Paul. Please and thank you. You're out of here. You're banned, doofus. It's out. You're done. How do you find a high class of peanuts in Cebu? Where are places to go? You're not gonna have an easy time with it. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not like they have upscale places really in Cebu that they just frequent, right? Then he's not. Yeah, I mean that's probably right. Then he's not a distressed seller if he's not willing to lower prices. Distress to me means in danger of foreclosure or financial ruin. Yeah, I think the owners here are Russian. I don't think that they are in the. I don't think that they're in a. I don't know anything about them, but I don't think that they're like close to foreclosure, right? I laugh at all the people that donate to Jasper, would never meet a donator. I'd bet money, even if you're his biggest supporter, I guarantee you wouldn't meet up, but hey, keep donating. Well, if you buy him dinner, you'd have to pay for his company. I'm shocked at the guy's giving money. Yeah. You guys keep retracting messages. I'm not deleting anything. I want that to be known. I'm not. What would they be meeting up to do? It's streaming, dude. It's a job. Yeah, that building finally finished early this year. Vita Towers are decent. Avita Reala across from JP Morgan a little nicer because the plumbing doesn't sink it. Yeah, yeah. The Avita Towers, or not Avita, the Vita Towers looked less nice. They're older buildings, right? And then Avita Reala was fine. We were just outgrew the unit. I mean, because we had a one bedroom there, and it just wasn't big enough. And we were even looking to buy a two bedroom there, but they were charging quite a bit for what you get. Just it's IT Park, right? So there was new ones like Tower 4 and 5 were being built. The longer you take out a mortgage, the higher the interest rate. I find that weird. Yeah, you would think they would make because the longer the term, the more interest they're going to make off you. But you have to like pay for the privilege of a longer term for them. I guess I don't know. I guess maybe that's their logic. Someone told me Quest Hotel is nice. There's a Cedar. There's something down in like Tipolo. If we're talking about what's that blue? I don't remember what. I don't know what the name of that hotel is. I'll just say it because I don't really care. The condo that I'm buying is Mandani Bay, and there's a hotel outside of the Mandani Bay area that's pretty nice. I mean, it's within walking distance, but it's not within like you're not really going to be within walking distance of a mall or anything, right? He's been buying views. You have more people in your chat than him. I honestly I thought that I was going to hop on and like talk to myself a little bit and then be done, right? Like, and just kind of be like, that was fun. And I did not expect like so many people to jump in. Yeah, he's talking. Hop in the chat. That's not how mortgage rates work. I'm pretty sure. So I'm not sure what you're disputing, Lewis. I'm pretty sure he's right though. The longer the term you get here in the Philippines, the higher the interest rate is. And I know that sounds backwards. Yeah, Mandani Bay. It's a HK land, Hong Kong land development. Yeah, uh, they have Mandani Bay Suites. They finished the first two buildings in the front, and my building's in Key, Mandani Bay Key. I meant how they calculate the rate. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't know what exactly. The longer you take out a mortgage, the higher the interest rate. I find that weird. I'm pretty sure that's what he's saying. It's based on future rates. Not enough likes either. Oh, I don't even know what the likes are. Um, I don't, I don't have to beg. I honestly, I just for the first time looked at how many likes are on this. I'm not sitting here begging for them. Um, yeah, it's based on. I'm pretty sure. Is it? It's not a fixed rate the entire time either, is it? Like it's a. Is it a fixed rate for like 5 years and then variable? We don't have to talk about the full interest rates and how they work, but do 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 do. Higher rates for longer time is due to higher risk for lender, a longer amount of time that you could default. Yeah, I mean that. I guess that makes sense. I'm sure there's rationale behind it. That looks like it'd be cool development from the models I've seen. Could become another IT-ish business park. Yeah, I mean it's going to take a long time though. So I mean it's a big development in there. We'll see. It looks like it could be nice. So we'll see. I think I'm just going to hold it. I mean, once I turn it over, I don't think I'm renting it out. I just want to have a place here in case all hell breaks loose in the U.S. I'll have a bug out location in the Philippines that I can come back to. Yes, I know. I'm just saying Jasper has been buying views, not likes. How does one buy likes? Is it a Fiverr gig? No, I don't know. There are like bot farms I think that people control. I don't think it's people. I don't think it's Indians. Like I don't think that it's Indians or like a Chinese or anything like that sitting there. I think it's probably bot farms that do it, but I don't know how that works. Mortgages in the Phils once originated are not packaged and resold as securities like in the U.S. Banks own and hold the loans and they're based risk on. Okay, so I mean they alone carry the risk. You seem like a decent dude. I'm not sure if you're talking about me, but I appreciate that if you are. I agree 100. Good idea to have a place there. Yeah. I just thought like it'd be nice to own property outside of the US like just in case, man. It's been pretty polarizing the last few years. It's nice to just have that in my back pocket in case I need to get out of there. All right, guys. Man, oh man. Well, this has lasted much longer than I thought it would. I did not. I think we're coming up on 3 hours now. This was a long stream. I did not expect all of you to come in here. So thank you for that. I'll probably go ahead and end here and yeah, especially California. Yeah, I mean, and I'll be honest, I'm not from California. I'm from Illinois originally, so yeah. I mean, let's see. I have it. Everything happened to align for this stream to happen today. I just happened to I had the day off, and I'm just basically was like, oh man, I got time. So I don't know. We'll see if we can get something else going. Though again, I didn't expect so many people to come in. Maybe I'll just keep doing it during when Jasper does it, and Evander will have to split his time between me and Jasper's stream. Talking all the supporters that have supported him. He talks like y'all are big homies online, but when one of those supporters that comes to BGC wants to meet, not happening. Straight scared of people. I think it just, yeah. I mean, I just think that he doesn't care about anyone but himself, right? Like I think that he just views himself above people. I don't think that he. I don't even know that he's scared. I think of people. I think that he genuinely thinks like that he's better. Hector spot on. Some bank take years off load some of these foreclosed property. Yeah, This was fun. Don't take so long to post again. Thanks, guys. Yes, on oil. Goofies. All right, guys. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it now. We're hitting the 3 hour mark. I gotta go. I gotta go hang out for a little bit. So good talking with everyone. I will not be removing this. So if anyone wants to watch it, they can. So cool, guys. All right. Good chat. I will end it now. Talk to you guys later.